W&J defeating Hiram 61-6. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other information. You can follow us on social media via X, Facebook, and Instagram. Links available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Underko. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.
Valvoline Express, having car wash of Grove City. Drive in, drive out, it's that easy.
Ken Frenchak here at the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Experience. We're all about experience. The experience of our expert quick lube techs, and also the experience we provide you with every oil change. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come here to the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City for the experience. Drive in, drive out, it's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City.
Welcome back to the Andrew DiDonato Show here on the Wolverines Sports Network. Ryan Briggs here with Grove City College head football coach Andrew DiDonato. This week's show brought to you by Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City, located on North Broad Street in Grove City Borough. Coach, the Wolverines on the road at Geneva, and the Golden Tornadoes, they are 2-0 in the PAC, a team that in the last several years has become synonymous with operating the triple option, but here in 2025 they have made about as drastic a course correction as one could make. Now throwing the ball all over the field. Caleb Romano, the quarterback, 15 touchdowns this year, averaging 339 yards per game. Obviously, Geneva has made a switch, and it has paid off through the first month of the season.
Yeah, they're playing well. I mean, that's the most impressive thing. I mean, going from really, you would imagine, a roster that was built for the triple option, and how they, have gone to the spread and, to be 2-0 right now and putting up the statistics they are and how effective they are throwing the football. A lot of what they do with their line has been, in a way similar to what you would do in a triple option, where you're getting out in front of people, and it's not necessarily double teams coming right at you. It's a lot of outside zone, kind of trying to get in the way of people or get into a spot. And I just love what they're doing. I think how they've done the transition as well. They're 2-0 in the pack for a reason. They're putting up a ton of points. A lot of credit to Gino DeMarco and their staff to have this team rolling in the beginning of pack play.
Because that's such a draft.
Twins to each side. Receiver Tyson goes in motion. They're going to run it with Reed, and Reed's going to be bottled up back at the original line of scrimmage. He will lose a couple of yards and bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Jordan Karcheski blew up that play. They pulled the backside guard and tackle. He came in there. The one thing with Reed is, he was a running back designed for that fullback. He's a straight-ahead guy. When he starts trying to go left, go right, so forth, those slow-developing plays, that's not his strong suit. And Karcheski blowing up that play, and it's 3rd and 10.
One receiver to the right, trips to the left side. Play clock now down to 15 seconds. Romano takes the snap, fires downfield in stride. Pass is going to be caught just shy of midfield, and that should be good enough for another Golden Tornadoes 1st down.
Keaton Baker making the catch out to the 49, and Geneva, the one way to neutralize a pass rush, the quick passing game, and got it out of there quickly. Nice route by Baker, and Geneva converts on 3rd and 10.
Baker approaching 500 yards receiving, that his 25th reception. They will run it on 1st down again, running into the arms of a couple of Grove City defenders is David Reed, the senior tailback, for no gain. It's 2nd and 10.
Dave Cower right there. Karcheski coming from the other end side, the other end spot. Kellen Taylor, the freshman nose tackle, doing a good job as well. I think Geneva, it's almost a case of they want to run just to keep Grove City honest. And even though they didn't get anything, at least keeps the defense honest.
Twins to each side. Romano rolling to the outside, pressured by Bladel, and Bladel's going to spin him down all the way back at the 40-yard line. A big loss on 2nd and 10.
Bladel came untouched off the offensive right side. He essentially was left end, if you will, standing up, got Romano, spun him around a couple times, and then threw him down for a big loss back to the 40, loss of 9, now 3rd and 19. And that time, Geneva, the rollout right to Bladel's side, they didn't get a finger on him. And when you don't block Ben Bladel, bad things happen for an offense. And it was a bad thing for Geneva, a good thing for the Wolverines.
3rd and 19, Bladel now 2.5 sacks, getting some pressure again. Romano looking downfield, slings it sidearm. Receiver made the catch near the 45-yard line before going out of bounds. That's Luke Crumbacher, the senior, out of North Lima, Ohio.
And Crumbacher's going to be short. And what will Geneva do on this 4th down play? The down box says 1, but they're 5 yards short. Somebody either got excited or hit the wrong lever. It is 4th down and 5, and the offense stays out there.
Twins to each side. Reed is the running back, Romano the quarterback. Got movement up front, free play for the GTs. They'll take a shot to Crumbacher, and that pass will fall incomplete at the 5-yard line.
But the Wolverines were in the neutral zone, and it's going to be 5 yards, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Both the head linesman and line judge had that one, and it was pretty clear penalty there, and it'll be 1st down for Geneva.
So our first penalty flag of the evening goes against Grove City, and that does give the GTs a 1st down as they'll move this football.
Yeah, it wasn't a case where it was 4th and 5 1/4, 5 1/2. It was an exact 5, and penalty allows Geneva to convert.
Golden Tornadoes going right to left here in the opening quarter, have a 1st and 10 at the Grove City 41-yard line. Stack 2 receivers to the right, split 2 to the left side. Now they'll send a man in motion. And they give the ball this time again to David Reed, and Reed thrown back to the 45-yard line. The Grove City run defense has been stout so far.
Ben Bladel shot through the center guard gap and hit him. Again, didn't block him, and Reed, who was better suited going straight forward. What are you listed at, 225, 230?
5'11", 220.
220 might be a bit light, but he's a straight-ahead guy, not an east-west guy.
Romano to throw it. Fires downfield through the hands of the intended receiver, Seth Tyson, and incomplete.
Dom Danino on the near side in coverage, along with the safety, Ryan Montgomery. If Tyson doesn't get a hand on it, perhaps Danino is there to pick it off for his 3rd pick, but it is incomplete now. Another 3rd and long. Geneva's already converted on the 3rd and 10. They converted on 4th and 5 thanks to the penalty.
This will be 3rd and 14 from the Grove City 45. Romano to throw. Pressure rolling out to the outside, avoiding the initial rush. Sets his feet, goes downfield, and the pass skips way short of the intended receivers and incomplete. It is going to be 4th down and 14. And Romano a little slow to get out.
Yeah, Jack Jolly hit him right in the thighs. Romano didn't have his feet under when he threw it, so he landed awkwardly. Or if he did, it was not an awkward-looking delivery or pass. And good job by the coverage unit down here. So Geneva, a promising drive, but it stalls out. GT's on to punt.
Evan Baker to punt, averaging about 32.5 yards with a long of 62.
Grove City has the base defense out there, wary of a fake.
Dominic Donino back at the 10-yard line. Snap right back to him. He gets his foot into this one. Donino will come up, make the catch at the 10-yard line, and spin forward for a couple of yards. And Grove City starts tonight going left to right here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, the one thing when you leave your base defense out there, normally you don't have a regular punt returner, but Dom Donino starts at cornerback. He is the primary punt returner. He was out there, and good. It was a bit of a risk, not fair catching it, but he fielded it number one, which is important, and then he picks up a couple of yards. And hey, when you're inside your own 20, every yard is important. This drive will start at the 14. If he lets it go, maybe Geneva downs it inside the 5. Instead, the 14. Now, that's 7-8 yards could be quite critical.
Sutton Ellis getting the start out of Brunswick, Georgia. Puts the fullback in motion. He will give the ball to Ian Demary on first down. Demary going to square the shoulders up to the line of scrimmage and push the pile forward down to the 20-yard line.
There's a flag. Geneva lined up off sides. So I presume Grove City takes the penalty. 1st and 5 is better than 2nd and 4. But nonetheless, a good, tough run going right up the middle of the line. Bobby Benton at center, flanked by the guards. Jed Feldmeyer on the left. And at right guard, Gabe Hilty.
So we'll see. So it looks like they will accept that penalty and make it 1st and 5 for Grove City. 10:05 to play in this opening quarter. It'll be 1st and 5 at the 20-yard line. Demary, 300 yards rushing coming into play in this 4th game. Demary going to get the handoff again, try to bounce to the outside, and is able to fall forward for an extra yard, give him about 2 more on that carry and set up 2nd down.
Demary similar to David Reed for Geneva. He's better going north-south rather than trying to get outside. Although Demary has been able to bounce a couple of this year. He had the big run last week against W&J. That time, maybe wasn't quite as patient as he needed to be. But again, a good job by Geneva at the point of attack. Geneva is essentially a 5-man front. They have 3 down linemen and 2 outside linebackers.
Ellis takes the high snap, gives the ball to Ian Demary, and Demary spins his way close to that 1st down marker. It's going to depend on the spot, and they will move the sticks. That is a 1st down for Grove City.
That time, Grove City with the extra fullback, Dustin Hoddle in. 5 linemen, 2 fullbacks, Brunette and Hoddle. It was Geneva, you'd call it an old 52 defense. 3 down linemen. The linebackers like defensive ends in the middle. The inside backers right there. 7-on-7. Wolverines think they can win that. They get the 1st down.
1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right side. Brunette going in motion, settles in the backfield. Ellis takes the high snap, gives the ball to Ian Demary. And Demary's going to get about a half yard down to the 25-yard line, setting up a 2nd down and long.
Good job by Geneva that time.
Sutton Ellis, 289 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Had another 59 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown for the junior starter. We'll put 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right side. They'll turn check with the sidelines. Play clock, plenty of time, now down to 15 seconds. Ellis turns towards the line of scrimmage. He'll call for the football and drop the throw for the first time. Fires towards the outside. And that pass is going to be caught down to about the 31-yard line. And coming up with that reception for Grove City looks like Breck Peacock with another catch.
Was Peacock on the quick out. He was a single receiver on the left side. Matched up corner, gave him some cushion. And nice pitch and catch. So 3rd down and 3. Wolverines, they are generally comfortable in 3rd and 3. As comfortable as you can be on 3rd down. But they're not afraid of 3rd down situations.
Peacock's 14th reception to lead the team. Ellis working out of the pistol, taps the high snap to him, fires towards the sideline. Intended for Breck Peacock and incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down and 3 for the Wolverines.
A little bit of a high snap, and that broke up the timing. Going to the short side of the field, so Grove City able to get the 1 first down, but now have to punt it away, and Brady Lane on to kick, and Keaton Baker, the dangerous return man for Geneva, will go deep.
Brady Lane to punt, averaging 36.2 yards per punt, a season long of 60 on his freshman year so far. Baker back at his 32-yard line. Good snap back to Lane. A wobbly kick that Baker will run up on and fair catch. And we've exchanged possessions here with 7:15 to play in a scoreless first quarter.
Yeah, you looked at first drive, think, oh, Geneva's really moving the ball. Ended up was 11 plays, 25 yards. I mean, it felt like a lot more, but turns out it was merely a 25 yards on 11 carries, and Geneva will begin this drive at the 39. Best starting field position of the night for either team.
Romano, the 6'3", 195-pound junior out of Florida, leading this offense, scoring over 30 points per game through their first 4. Going to send the receiver in motion. That's Seth Tyson. Romano back to throw. Time in the pocket goes underneath, and that's off the hand of his intended receiver. And incomplete, looking for Keaton Baker, the senior. A lot of players on this roster from United Local in the Ohio area of Salem.
Yeah, not too far, just across the state line here from Beaver Falls. And Baker on the crossing route underneath. He was well covered, passed behind him, and going to be second down. But would have taken a picture-perfect pass to get it in there.
Back to throw. Romano pumps, now steps up in the pocket. Eyes downfield. He'll run across the 45. Down near the 46-yard line. This will set up a 3rd down and 3 coming up for the GTs.
That was Romano running for his life. Ben Bladel shot through the guard tackle gap and was not blocked. And Romano able to get away from him, showing his mobility and turning what looked like a potential sack into a nice gain.
Romano back to throw on 3rd and 3. Going to take a shot deep. Has a receiver out there and overshoots the intended target, Luke Krumbacher, who got open down the sidelines, and it's 4th and 3.
Yeah, he got behind the cornerback. The safety was late getting over. And the Wolverines, that's when you catch your breath on that one, because it very well could be 7-0 Geneva.
Looks like they are going to keep the offense out there again on this 4th and 3 from their own 46-yard line. Split 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. David Reedus, the tailback, about 2 yards behind Romano. Trying to work a hard count to get Grove City to jump off sides as the play clock now down to 3 seconds. And Coach DeMarco is going to take a timeout rather than take the 5-yard penalty. And it gives us the chance to step away for the first time tonight. You are listening to the Wolverines Sports Network.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 12 private institutions and 1 associate member, the PAC thrives in athletics and academics. Now sponsoring 24 varsity sports, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics, with academics at the core of every program. With over 300 academic All-Americans and over 1,400 academic honor roll recipients with a 3.6 GPA or higher in the past year alone. Our student athletes excel in athletics as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Back to Reeves Field, 4th and 3 coming up for the Golden Tornadoes. They will punt the football away. Single returner back at the the 15-yard line for the Wolverines. Snap is a good one, shoulder high, gets the foot into this one, but in a short kick that was off the side of the foot, takes a Grove City bounce, and will be down by the Golden Tornadoes at the Grove City 26-yard line.
One thing with Geneva taking the timeout, again, they put the punt unit out there, but 4th and 3 near midfield, Grove City has to keep the base defense out there. They can't go for the block or even necessarily set up a traditional return, but the punt relatively short, Grove City taking over at the 27, a punt of 27 yards. So better starting field position for the Wolverines here with 6.5 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Going to put one receiver to the left, two to the right side. Ian Demiri remains the tailback. 2 yards behind Sutton Ellis, the junior quarterback. Ellis takes the snap, gives the ball to Demiri, trying to bounce to the outside. He'll be spun down at the 29-yard line. They may give him forward progress to the 30. So that's a gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7.
Nicholas Ciriello, the senior linebacker out of Port Colborne, Ontario, leading tackler for Geneva. Guy that's been around and one of the keys to that defense. And he showed his ability to go east-west there, making the stop on Demiri.
2nd and 7 from the 30-yard line. We approach 6 minutes to play. First quarter, no score. Ellis works the hard count, now turns to the sidelines. Play clock down to 20 seconds. He'll turn back towards the line of scrimmage with 1 to the left and 2 to the right side. Burnett in motion, settles left side. They give the ball to Demiri, trying to run opposite of that, and Demiri is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's 3rd down and 7.
Wyman Shaheen, the sophomore linebacker who shares the team lead with Colton Hill, who's a defensive end in sacks this year, showing he can play the run as well. It's going to be 3rd down, and Grove City will send in its 3rd down package. Chase Rankin, a running back, and Cameron Epps will check in as an extra receiver for this 3rd down play.
Geneva going to bring on an extra defensive back. They will hustle off a down line then on this 3rd down and 7. Trips to the left, single receiver right side. Ellis calls for the football, drops 3 steps, going to take a shot towards the sideline, and that pass broken up and incomplete. Looking downfield for Breck Peacock, and that is going to bring up a 4th down and 7 for Grove City.
Well timed by the cornerback, Jaden Duckett, to break it up, and Grove City goes 3 and out. Wolverines will have to punt it away with 4:59 to go in the first quarter.
So Brady Lane to punt the ball away. Single returner is back deep for Geneva at about their 33-yard line. Good snap back to Lane. Gets this kick away high and over end. He'll call for the fair catch. Now drift back a couple yards and make the almost over-the-shoulder catch and hold on to the football does Keaton Baker.
One thing, though, in this first quarter, Geneva's winning the field position game. Not considerably, but you think of where the drive's starting. 35, 30 in that area. Grove City starting inside the 25. It's early, but it's one thing to notice here. Geneva, a little better starting field position than has Grove City so far tonight.
1st and 10 from about the 38-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Romano looking downfield. That ball sailed on him and incomplete, looking for the senior Keaton Baker, and it brings up 2nd down and 10.
Bowden Davidson back out at cornerback. 2-year starter at corner, moved inside to the slot safety linebacker, whatever you want. They call it the dog position, but moving back out the corner, a position which he was all-region last year at corner and was there for the coverage.
Going to run it with Reed. Reed broke it. The initial tackle, was able to carry a couple of defenders forward down to about the 47-yard line. This will bring up another 3rd down for Geneva, who was 1 of 4 so far on 3rd down conversions.
They'll give Reed 5 a bit of a slow developing play, but kept the legs moving and low center of gravity. He is hard to get down. He showed it there.
2 receivers to each side of the formation. Reed is the single back. Romano takes the snap. 3-step drop, goes underneath. Pass goes through the hands of the intended receiver and incomplete. And Jack Jolly there to make sure that pass was incomplete.
I believe that the intended receiver for Geneva, Dane Jonke, the sophomore from Union up the road in Newcastle, might have heard the footsteps of number 8 there over the middle. 4th down, and the punt team out once again.
So Dominic Danino right about the 20-yard line, as there's been a first quarter of punts for both sides. Back to Baker, gets this one away clean, end over end. Danino, fair catch made, and completes the catch at the 25-yard line, and that's just a matter of that same area each drive has started for Grove City.
Yeah, the Wolverines, they've been, as we check things out. The Grove City drives, mentioned, the start one at the 14 after a punt, the 27, and now the 25 for this third possession. Again, the Wolverines, they're not pinned deep, but they're still considering, you made a change at quarterback. The line still has come a long way, but still working out some things. Grove City certainly not wanting to be freewheeling at this spot here, and kind of just playing a conservative but a very intelligent game plan so far.
Brunette in motion. He'll settle on the side. They will fake it to Demiri. Going to complete the pass downfield, breaking a couple of tackles and diving down to the 33-yard line is Sam Penna with his 8th catch of the year.
Sam Penna really coming on. He was banged up in preseason camp. We didn't see a whole lot of him up at Cortland in week 1, but he's taking over as the starting slot receiver. And nice pass here. Good, safe pass. Gets Ellis some confidence. And now 2nd and 2. Also a good tendency breaker as well. You don't want to get into that habit. Run all the time on first down.
2nd and 2 from the 33-yard line. Ellis takes the snap, gives the ball to Demiri, lowers the shoulder, and he's going to drive right near the first down marker. And they're going to move the chains, give him 2, and a Grove City first down.
Second first down of the night. And the one thing, too, going back to the slot receiver, most of the time it's Penna. There's a lot of cushion. He has a lot of room with which to work out. Here's the ball is on the far hash. He's lined up on the near hash mark with Daniel Sullivan outside of him with the number. So there's a lot of real estate on the near side.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Left to right here in the opening quarter. Ellis takes the snap, stands in the pocket, fires outside. Breck Peacock makes the catch down to the 40-yard line. And this offense getting a little bit of rhythm on this third possession.
Sutton Ellis, good to see him. He's a guy who, he's a gamer. He understands the game. Good arm, and he gets the ball out there quickly to Peacock. Nice pickup of 5. Again, back-to-back first down passes. You get 8, you get 5. All the yardage counts the same, but makes that Geneva defense think a little bit. Can't overplay the run.
Penna to the sidelines. Dustin Huddle, the second fullback, will check in. One receiver to each side with Demiri, the tailback, 2 yards deep behind Sutton Ellis. Play clock down to 7 seconds. High snap, give the ball to Demiri. And Demiri, with a little bit of push from his friends, will have another first down as he gets across the 45 down to the 46-yard line. 3rd first down on this drive for Grove City.
Anthony Brunette, the fullback, leading the way. He came through. He got locked on the free safety, Demarion Frazier, and he pushed him about 8 yards downfield like he was a blocking sled. Brunette with a big size edge. He had the momentum, and Frazier looked like he was on skates. Kind of sending a little bit of a message there. Hey, the work coming at you. Tough run from Demari. Good blocking up front. Again, we mentioned Benton and the guards, Hildy on the right side, Feldmeyer left side. There's 2 tackles, too. A couple seniors. Nate Traynor on the left side, Luke Jolly at right tackle.
They'll keep both fullbacks in. Receivers to each side of the formation. Ellis out of the pistol with Demiri, the tailback. Play fake. Ellis looking to throw. Stepping up in the pocket. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage before being knocked down. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the GT's 46-yard line.
That ended up Grove City with the double fullback. So it's 5 linemen, 2 fullbacks, 7 versus 7. With that 52 front for Geneva, but that corner safety on the 2 outside receivers, nowhere for Ellis to go, and he did a nice job to not lose anything. In fact, they give him about a foot, but that was Ellis. That was a good job. Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor. Didn't try to force anything.
Had to respot the football, so they reset the play clock that is now at 14 seconds. 2 left, 1 to the right side. Demiri has been the tailback all the way here so far. Fake it to Demiri, going to fire downfield. Peacock makes the catch, spins downfield, and he's going to be right near the sticks, and they will move the chains for another Grove City first down.
Breck Peacock, that great change of direction. He's obviously, we know what kind of his ability to run routes, his hands, that's been demonstrated. We saw that quick change ability on the lacrosse field last spring when he came to Grove City, demonstrating it there, picking up a first down. Wolverines are in Geneva territory.
15 seconds to play here in this opening quarter. And a little bit of a head start for Daniel Sullivan. And that's going to cost Grove City 5 and stop the quarter clock at 10.6 seconds to go.
And what stings a little bit more about that is the Wolverines did not have to run a play. Game clock was at 11. Play clock was at 13. I think they were kind of looking, hey, do we like the look? And obviously Daniel Sullivan liked what he saw, but he gets a head start. And The ball moved back 5 yards. That's the second flag of the night on the Wolverines. And presumably, that's the end of the first quarter.
It will wind the clock, and the teams will head to their respective sidelines. We're through one tonight at Reeves Field in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. No score between Grove City and Geneva. You are listening to the Wolverines Sports Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
We begin quarter number 2. The way we began this game, scoreless after one between Grove City and Geneva.
This year, for every touchdown and turnover, Northwestern Mutual and Gold Financial is proud to partner with Grove City College football to support the Grove City Area United Way. Gold Financial, 160 South Broad Street in Grove City. Good friends Luke Michael and John Gracer down there. Ryan Eller, 1,000-point scorer in Grove City basketball there. And another guy working there, we know the name, the West Express. Wesley School's working with Gold Financial on Broad Street, right on the intersection, Broad Street and Pine. We appreciate their support of the college, the athletic department, and the football program. And for every touchdown and turnover, they are making a contribution to the Grove City Area United Way. Nothing yet tonight, but a long way to go.
Absolutely, a long way to go. And has it played out the way you expected so far, or no?
Well, it's both. It's been a very Grove City's game plan has been conservative, as we expected it would be, based on personnel and so forth. Geneva has moved the ball a little bit, but you look at the first quarter stats here, and actually Grove City outgaining Geneva 46-37. Wolverines 14 plays, Geneva 17. It's this is the type of game that should be played in snow and mud. Mm-hmm. It has that type of feel. Late November. Where it ought to be, it should be, kind of not on the 70-degree night on the turf. But this has kind of been a throwback in terms of the game flow, if you will. Geneva throwing the ball more, it's more contemporary. But the way things have shook out so far, certainly a conservative game. But excited to see what here at the Wolverines do. Changing ends, going right to left now, and they're going to have first and 15. At the quarter break, as we've had the media timeout. So I think we were short of media timeout in the first quarter because of the way the game worked out, because of the long drives and so forth. So a little bit of a bonus breather for everybody.
Ellis starting to really settle in. 4 of 6, 29 yards, 4 first downs on this drive so far for Grove City.
Yeah, now they're going to have first and 15, but just past midfield. Wonder here if this is maybe a chance or a shot where the Wolverines take a shot here. You look to get Sullivan or Peacock behind the defense.
2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left side as we get set to begin quarter number 2. Sutton Ellis, Ian Demary in the backfield for the Wolverines. And we get the whistle ready for play. Ellis overlooking the Golden Tornadoes defense. Burnett in motion, settles right side. High snap, give the ball to Demary. And there's a loose ball on the turf at the 49-yard line. And the Golden Tornadoes have come out of there with the football. Just wasn't a clean exchange between quarterback and tailback.
Now that one was doomed from the get-go. High snap and then the handoff, and Demary just never got the hands on it. And then the first turnover of the night gives it to Geneva in Grove City territory at the 49-yard line. In the game, the way this one's played out, possession so critical, and Geneva, which has had the better of the field position tonight, now excellent field position, starting at the 49-yard line of Grove City.
They'll start with two receivers, right and left. The single tailback is David Reed. The quarterback, Caleb Romano, sends a receiver in motion from left to right. Romano takes the snap. He will roll to the outside. Now try to set up a screen as he continues to backpedal. There's nothing there, and he's going to be thrown down back at the 36-yard line. Grove City defense took that play away from the snap, and Romano gets buried for the second time so far tonight.
It's going to be a loss of 15 yards back to the 36. Romano, I don't know what he's doing. He's outside the tackle box. Just throw it out of bounds. Throw it into the stands. But instead, Ben Bladel and Dave Cower combined for the sack. A huge loss. It'll be 2nd and 25.
Again, twins to each side of the formation as Romano drops to throw. Has time, loading up, going to take a shot deep. The ball floats, but the receiver came back to the football and was brought down out of bounds near the 29-yard line as the receiver that time, Keaton Baker, able to settle under that football and make a big catch.
Looked like a punt, but Baker got there. Of course, he is a punt returner, read it well, and got inside the defender, inside the cornerback Davidson, down to the 30. A pickup of 34 in Geneva now. On the edge of field goal range, certainly.
Receiver goes in motion, settles wing left side. Romano stands in the pocket, fires downfield, pass caught across the 25 and down to the 24-yard line. You mentioned field goals. They have not attempted one this season so far.
So that's something to keep an eye on. Certainly the Wolverines with a very good kicker in Dylan Lane. And Geneva, again, has not attempted a field goal. Not to say that they wouldn't in a situation. I think the Wolverines at this point would be okay with a field goal attempt.
2nd and 5 from the Grove City 24-yard line. 13:25 to play first half, no score. Give the ball to the tailback. That is David Reed, and Reed stumbles forward, and he's going to be about a half-yard loss on that play and bring up 3rd down and closer to 6 now.
Geneva motioned Dane Jonke, slot receiver, to the wing, trying to, as a lead blocker, and he's a little light and was not effective, and short loss for Geneva.
So 3rd down and 6, Romano dropping to throw. Looking downfield, pass off the hands of the intended receiver and incomplete. And it's going to bring up now 4th down and 6 for the GTs.
And field goal unit will come on. So we're going to have a field goal attempt for the first time for Geneva here in game number 5.
Ryan Reitler, the kicker, 15 of 16 in extra points, attempting his first field goal. They will put the knee down at the 32, so make this a 42-yard attempt for the senior kicker.
He's a lefty.
Play clock down to 2 seconds. Snap and hold are good, and this kick is no good, as it fluttered off to the right end, no good, and Grove City gets the stop after the turnover and gets the football back.
Yeah, you turn the ball over at midfield, you give up a 30-yard pass, but the Wolverine defense stands tall, and you mentioned the getting the third to the loss on 2nd down was really a big play. 2nd and 4, instead they lose a yard, incomplete on 3rd down, and have to try the long field goal. It had the distance, but it drifted. The lefty kicker kicking from just inside the near hash, ball just hooked. If it's in the middle of the field, maybe it sneaks in the upright.
So Grove City takes the football over from the 25-yard line. 12:49 to play here, first half, no score. The stack 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Burnett in motion in the backfield. Turn, give the football on 1st down. And run it down to the 30-yard line is Ian Demiri, who has been busy. That's already his 9th carry of this first half.
Of course, had the fumble on. It was not the cleanest exchange last time. Good to go back to him. Again, he's a guy. He's a senior. He's been through it. But good to get a nice first down gain. Big thing here. Get a first down or two. Let the defense catch its breath over there. Last week against W&J, the defense was out there for 35 minutes. Don't want that tonight. Time of possession so far tonight, pretty much even. But let them regroup and put together a nice drive here.
Stack 2 receivers to the right. 1 split on the numbers to the left side. Ellis going to fire downfield. Sullivan made the catch at the line of scrimmage and was immediately knocked down for no gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, essentially a wide receiver screen. The idea there, block, Sam Penna blocks the one defender. Sullivan has to make a guy miss. Cornerback didn't let him miss. And I think a generous spot for no gain, to be honest, Mark. But 3rd and 5 for the Wolverines. Grove City 0 for 2 on 3rd down tonight.
3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. One receiver right, trips to the left side. Demiri, the tailback. Ellis to throw. Going to fire downfield. That pass going to be a little too tall and incomplete and bring up a 4th down and 5.
Grove City had 3 receivers to the near side, the wide side. Sullivan singled up, but you mentioned that Ellis pass a little bit hot. Out of bounds, over the receiver's head, and punt team out once again.
So Lane will come on to punt 3rd time, averaging 31 yards a kick so far tonight. Baker back at about his 33-yard line for the Golden Tornadoes. Play clock at 8 seconds. Snap back to Lane. Gets away a clean high kick. Baker will signal for the fair catch and make it at about the 37-yard line. And this scoreless slugfest continues with 11:23 to play in the first half.
Again, Geneva able to start, a little closer to midfield. This another drive starting this time at the 38.
So the Golden Tornadoes offense back out onto the field with junior quarterback Caleb Romano. Romano has twins to each side. Receiver comes in motion, settles into the backfield. Romano takes the snap, pumps, goes downfield, hits his receiver in stride all the way down to the 35-yard line, and the ball came loose. There's a pile up at the 32.
Keegan Frazier knocked it loose, but Geneva's going to be able to come up with it. As one of the guys hustling downfield, I think, fell on it. But a first down for Geneva down to the 32.
10:50 to play here in the first half. Going to put 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Reed is the running back. Jonke goes in motion. They give the ball to Reed, and he is going to be bottled up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Jordan Karcheski, the defensive end, coming down the line, playing back home in Beaver County. Central Valley grad down the road in Monaca in Center Township. And making a nice play there. Karcheski just does a lot of dirty work. One of the 3 down linemen in that 3-man front. And also, when he needs to make a play, he makes a play just as he did there.
2nd down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Romano to throw. Steps up in the pocket, has a clear lane to run across the 20, 15, and he'll dive down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Golden Tornadoes.
Romano showing the legs that time. Again, he was an option quarterback previously, last year, and certainly has the mobility, and that time took off, did not hesitate, and gives Geneva a goal to go at the 10.
Put 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, and now some confusion. And the Golden Tornadoes are going to need to take a timeout. Timeout on the field, 9:38 to play first half. Grove City and Geneva scoreless as you are listening to the Wolverines Sports Network.
Ken Frenchak here from the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. It's that time of year again. Buy one. Ken Frenchak here from the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. It's that time of year again. Buy one, get one free windshield wiper sale. You heard correct. BOGO windshield wiper sale with any of our Valvoline full-service oil change through the end of the year. So get ready for Old Man Winter today before he arrives. BOGO windshield wiper sale through December 31st. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come to us for the experience.
Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again, Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Geneva threatening to put some points on the board here in a scoreless first half with 9:38 to play. As we return to play, they will have the ball at the Grove City 10-yard line.
Coming up at the half, we'll recap stats, any scoring, and talk about Wolverines sports. Busy day on campus and a good day on campus for the Wolverines. Grove City, 4 teams in action at home, 4 victories. Women's soccer, men's soccer sweeping Teal. Women's volleyball, a 4-set win over Bethany. And women's tennis going to 6-1 on the PAC with a 6-1 win over W&J.
Single receiver to the left, trips to the right side. Single back in the backfield. That looks like Christian Martin wearing number 21. They swing it to him and it goes through his hands and incomplete. Martin, a freshman running back out of Kentucky, could not hold on to that football.
Yeah, that time having him in there, he's shifty, more of an open field type of guy, trying to get him on the swing pass to the side, the wide side of the field where 3 receivers. He had blockers, but the pass a little bit off, and Martin couldn't haul it in. It is 2nd and 10.
9:32 to play in the half. Grove City will get the ball to begin the third quarter after Geneva won the toss and took the football. Romano to throw. Rolling out to the outside, tries to flip this to his receiver. Was able to get a foot down at about the 6-yard line. Looked like he was initially just throwing that ball away, but he was able to grab it for a short gain.
Krumbacher made a nice catch there. Got the hands up there, pulled it in. As you said, Romano rolling to his left. He just his shoulders were almost facing the Grove City sideline. He kind of just fired it out there. It was a pretty good throw and a very nice catch. And they get a few. Now 3rd and goal at the 6.
Twin receivers to each side of the formation. David Reed, the senior tailback, back in out of Goldsboro, North Carolina. Romano pumps one way. Now looks to the back corner of the end zone and overshoots a receiver that had come open. That's Dane Jonke, the sophomore receiver, with 16 receptions, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, he came open. Wolverines had pressure. First Karcheski, then Bladel, but Jonke got away from the defender, but because of the pressure, the pass off the mark, and now Reitler to attempt a field goal. It's going to be a 23-yarder kicking from the far hash for the lefty. Not an easy angle based on where the hash marks are and the width or lack thereof of the goalposts.
So Reitler lines up for a second field goal attempt. Snap and hold are down, and this kick is on the way, and that is good inside the left upright, and the Golden Tornadoes get on the scoreboard with a field goal from the senior kicker.
8-play drive, 56 yards. And Geneva has the initial points of the night with 9:04 to go. Scoreboard guy got excited, put 6 on the board, but that's only 3. But a nice job by the Wolverine defense after it was goal to go to give up only 3.
So Grove City will get the football back. They'll have 9:04 to work with here offensively. And all 3 of their timeouts for Coach DiDonato. Geneva down to just 1 timeout.
Drive was 7 plays, 56 yards, and it used 2:19.
So the Golden Tornadoes set to kick the football back to Grove City, who will have 2 returners deep inside the 5-yard line.
Paramount to get a good run back here. The Wolverines have not had field position all night.
It's the freshman Cameron Epps, the junior Chase Rankin. As Cameron Epps been working his way up the depth chart the last couple of weeks.
Very dynamic youngster.
And over and it's going to be Epps who bobbles the football at the goal line, picks it up, cuts outside of the 10, 15, 20, and down near the 21-yard line. And you always kind of hesitate on a return like that because it throws the timing off, and it can either be a big return or sometimes disaster, but kind of right in the middle for the Wolverines there.
It's up at the 21-yard line. As you mentioned, he just mishandled it, then tried to pick it up by the time he got going. But occasionally the return unit, or the coverage unit, will let up just for a second. Or they'll maybe hesitate, get out of their lanes for just a moment, but Geneva did a good job staying disciplined. Epps got some nice blocking and out at the 21-yard line. But again, hate to keep beating the same drum, but Wolverines, another fairly long field.
1st and 10 from the 21. Stack 2 receivers to the right, split 1 to the left side. They're going to run the ball on 1st down. And that's going to be about a 2-yard gain for Ian Demiri. And set up a 2nd down and 8 for Grove City.
2 guys inside. Payne Brereton, the nose tackle, 6'1", 270. Then Colton Hill, 6'5", 275. They're a handful in there. You know, they listed Brereton as the nose tackle, but he's not really a true nose per se. He's kind of shaded in the center guard gap, and then Hill is down over the guard.
2nd and 8 from the 23-yard line. Burnett in motion. Now settles. Ellis, play action throw. Going to go downfield. Sullivan made the catch. Try to carry the defender, but got down to the 30. Grove City going to be about a yard shy after a pickup of 7.
Nice route. Good timing there. It's a timing play. The timing very crisp there by the juniors Ellis and Sullivan. And 3rd and short, and the Wolverines will send in an extra lineman for the first time tonight. It'll be Ian Quinn, the junior guard from Burrow.
So it is 3rd down and 1. Ellis going to go under center with Demiri right behind him, trying to just push forward, but on the snap we've got a flag that came out. This is usually a procedure penalty. We'll wait for the call.
You wonder if Geneva lined up off sides. It looked like Grove City had 7 on the line. Geneva pointing at Grove City. We'll see what. Now we have 3 officials. The line judge, head linesman, and referee are all conferring. They've not spotted the ball yet.
So it was 3rd and 1 before the flag stopped play. 7:35 to play in the half.
The Wolverine body language is a bit concerning.
It's a little bit of a longer conversation than you would expect.
Yes. The flag came right out at the snap, and now an explanation is being given to Andrew DiDonato on the far side. And it is offsides against Grove City. The Wolverines lined up in the neutral zone. The rare offensive offsides. You know, you'll see a false start or motion or whatever, but to line up offsides, and now Geneva accepting the penalty, so the Wolverines, the spot must, I presume, would have been enough for the 1st down. Instead, it's 3rd and 6. 3rd flag of the night for the Wolverines for 15 yards.
1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. Chase Rankin has checked into the backfield on 3rd down and 6. And now we've got whistles, and Grove City wants a timeout. So the Wolverines will take their first timeout with a big 3rd and 6 coming up. They'll be left with a pair. 7:18 to play in the half. It is Geneva 3 and Grove City 0. We're back after a quick break on the Wolverines Sports Network.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Ellis to throw on 3rd and 6. Pumps, takes a shot. Peacock behind the defense, makes the catch at midfield. Down across the 30, 20, 15, cuts back 10, 5, touchdown Wolverines. 75 yards to Breck Peacock. No flags, and the Wolverines are on the board.
What a pass, and then to follow up, what a block downfield by Sam Penna. Streaking down the field, able to get in front of the corner who was chasing, got his shoulder in front of him, just bumped him out of bounds. Reminds me of Super Bowl 18, that famous run Marcus Allen had, and Clifford Branch for the Raiders, like running downfield right next to him. That was Penna there to make the block, and the Wolverines have a 6-3 lead.
Brady Lane, the freshman kicker, on to attempt the extra point.
We're expecting a Cliff Branch reference, were you?
No, that was one I was not expecting tonight.
But you remember the play, though, right?
I do.
Breck Peacock running through the night.
So Lane on for the extra point. 8 for 8 on the season is the freshman place kicker. Lambert snap a little high. They get it down, and the extra point on its way and good. And just like that, one big 75-yard play has flipped momentum to the visiting side of this stadium in Grove City with a 7-3 lead with 7:08 to play in the first half.
Peacock, who's done a lot of work, underneath in that intermediate area, going deep, and then Sutton Ellis. That's the best pass Sutton Ellis has thrown this year. And obviously, 75 yards. Of course, it's a great pass. But in terms of the situation, the offense struggling, 3rd and 6, that ball's caught here, past midfield. I mean, it was a long throw from the middle of the field to the near sideline. We may look back. You never know how things are going to shake out. But we may look down the road, and that's the play where Sutton Ellis really took a leap.
So for Peacock, that is his second receiving touchdown of the season. And now Lane will get set to kick the football away as the Grove City passing game stepping up big with that long completion for the touchdown.
On a 3rd and 6.
That was the first 3rd down conversion successful for the Wolverines in the first half. Lane's kick high. This one a little bit short at the 4. Across the 10, cuts back 15, 20, broke free. Outside, Lane slowed him up a little bit as he's all the way out to the 45-yard line of the Wolverines, as Lane able to kind of get on the way and slow him down from taking that one back to the house.
Jaden Duckett, we called his name at cornerback earlier, big run back there, and Dylan Lane doing a good job to slow him down and allow eventually Nick Heltzel to make the tackle. But again, you always like kicking that ball to the end zone, because when you don't, that can happen. Geneva's had a great tradition of quality return men over the last 15 years or so since the series renewed, and a good run back by Duckett. Now Geneva beginning on the Grove City 45.
Romano takes the snap, 3-step drop, being pressured, spins out of that. Now this time he's going to unload that one into the Grove City bench. After taking the sack on the similar play in the first quarter, this time he did throw it away.
Ryan Montgomery, the safety blitz. You don't see that too often by the Wolverines, the safety blitz. It's usually you have your front 3, then 1 or 2 of the linebackers. That time was a bit of a delay, and the left tackle had committed down inside. Montgomery had a shot at him. Romano did a good job of sidestepping him, but nice wrinkle thrown in by defensive coordinator Dan Vogt.
2nd down and 10. They're going to run the football with Reed. And Reed able to spin his way forward to about the 42-yard line for 3. It's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, how often you see the incomplete pass on 1st down, you go back to the run on 2nd down, and Reed able to get upfield jolly with the tackle, gain of 3, but 3rd and 7.
1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right side. Romano takes the snap, drops back to throw, looks downfield, and that pass carried his receiver out of bounds. And incomplete. It's now 4th down and 7.
And Ben Blado flattened Romano like a 7-pin. As he let it go, he hit him, blindsided him. Romano peeled himself up, but he is definitely feeling that one. As when he was making his throwing motion, so of course your ribs and back, everything exposed, and Blado hit him hard, hit him clean. It was not roughing, but he hit him right in the back. And we'll see now 4th and 7. The offense stays out there for Geneva.
Two receivers each side of the formation. Reed is the tailback. Romano overlooking the defense. Play clock now down to 5 seconds as he takes the snap. Drops to throw, and the pass knocked away and incomplete by the Grove City defense. Mason Klaus now at linebacker knocking that ball away.
Mason Klaus, the Red Bank Valley grad, one of the few new starters on the Wolverine defense, and he's really played well in this first half of 2025. Changing positions. Remember, he was a corner last year and was starting at free safety. He's come down to the slot. It's, again, they call it the dog, linebacker, safety. In the old days, maybe defensive halfback. That's what they call it up in Canada, defensive halfback. But you have to be able to do a lot of things well. We saw it with Jason Mensch the last few years, Ethan Conto before that, and Mason Klaus. He's carrying on to that tradition very well. And finally, for the Wolverines, good field position, too.
From
42.
the 42-yard line. Burnett in motion. Ellis is going to give the ball to Ian Demir. Check that. That is Miller who checks in for the first time. Spun off the pile, and Miller down to the 46-yard line.
Shepard Miller, nice changeup. Of course, the freshman out of Bradenton, Florida, IMG Academy. He started the first 2 games this year. Didn't see a lot of him last week. That's his first carry tonight. But he's a very talented young man and a good change of pace from Ian Demary. Miller a little bit shiftier. Demary, his idea, he's just going to run through you. Miller can go around you.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 from the Grove City 46-yard line. Going to send the fullback in motion, settles right side. Ellis takes the snap, pulls it down, fires downfield. Great hands catch by Sam Penna, and a Grove City first down near about the 37-yard line.
That was a dart from Ellis, and Sam Penna reached up, just yanked it out of the air. Sam Penna, first year at Grove City. Wolverines are glad to have him, and he'll check out on this play as Hotto will check back in as the extra fullback. Demary in as well. Now, Geneva will counter subwise, but nice pass, even better catch for Penna.
1st and 10 at the Golden Tornadoes 43-yard line. Exactly 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Grove City 7, Geneva 3. Ellis overlooking the defense. Play clock at 5 seconds. Takes the snap, gives the ball to the running back. That looks like Demiri, who's checked back in. And Demiri bottled up at the line. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Wolverines also having Wyatt Barzak in at receiver, the senior out of Cochranton, 6'4", 225. The last few years you saw Ryan Lenhart, Ryan Heckenthorne, that big receiver. Even Scott Frazier would sometimes reduce his split and come inside. Barzak gives you that big physical presence to go in there and give you an extra blocker, but you still have to respect the fact that he's a wide receiver. He's wearing 84. He can go out and be a potential receiver, and comes in no gain on that play, but a wrinkle that the Wolverines have added in recent weeks.
One receiver right, now trips to the left for Ellis, so it's 2nd down and 10. Chase Rankin in at the tailback spot now. Ellis to throw it. Timing ball downfield, pass caught by Sam Penna. And Penna's going to be just about a yard shy of the 30. This will bring up 3rd down.
He was the second of the 3 receivers. Epps was the inside man, then Penna in the middle. Epps went deep. Penna curled up underneath him. And a nice gain, and it's going to be 3rd and, I would say, a short 4 mark?
Looks like about 4 yards to go. We're down to 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Now trips right. Brett Peacock, single receiver to the left side. Rankin the tailback. Ellis, quarterback draw. And Ellis, he's going to be just about a yard shy of that run. Give him 3. It's 4th down and 1.
Give credit to Colton Hill, the standout defensive lineman for Geneva. We talked about his sacks, 3.5, but he plays the run very well. 6'5", 275. Very stout at either a 3-4 end or a 4-3 tackle. And he was there, and he was able to kind of neutralize the blocker and then push him back and cut down the running lane for Ellis. So it is 4th and about 2 feet.
They bring in the extra offensive lineman. They bring in the extra fullback. Now they will shift the offensive line. 4th and less than 1. Ellis under center, sends the fullback in motion. Gives the ball to Demiri, and he'll lower the shoulder. And Ian Demiri should have the Grove City first down.
Gabe Hildy, who normally plays guard for the Wolverines, right guard, he goes out to tackle when Ian Quinn comes in as the extra lineman. They shift everybody around. They motion that side. It's it's not fancy. Grove City's not trying to fool you, but Hildy, the strongest of the linemen. They do all the testing and stuff and all that, and also just the practical usage of the strength too. Put him out there. He can wash down. You get fullback Brunette, fullback Hoddle, and then your 225-pound hammer DeMary coming through for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 27. Right, single receiver, Breck Peacock to the left. Ellis takes the errant snap, gives the ball Rankin, and Rankin's across the 20 and down near the 18-yard line.
I really like the Wolverines here with the this 4-receiver set. The two things, the 4-receiver set, or with the Hoddle, the double fullbacks in there, because we have a stoppage for a moment. But if I could give you a chance to, I'm not sure what, we have a timeout, Geneva? Give me a chance to expand upon that. What that does, it's not allowing Geneva to play its base defense. Geneva is then, they're adding a lineman in against the extra fullback or extra lineman, or they're putting an extra defensive back. So now what they're most comfortable in is the base defense, going against the base offense, 3 receivers, fullback, which they more or less would probably count like a tight end, and then the running back. By Grove City going to the 4-receiver set, and they're using a lot of they call 3-by-1, 3 receivers on one side, usually the wide side, 1 on the other. What they're doing now is they are kind of making Geneva a little bit uncomfortable defensively. And we saw right there, 4-receiver set, the, quote, 3rd down back, Chase Rankin, a guy that's not carried the ball a ton this year, but certainly a very capable runner, as we saw last year and this year. And he rips off a 8.5-yard gain going up the middle. So I like what Grove City's doing personnel-wise. I think that in that first quarter, it was just kind of the feeling out. And the Wolverines, okay, plan A wasn't working as well, but okay, if plan A doesn't work, then you have to have B. And plan B has worked, with the spreading out, and it seems counterintuitive, but bringing everybody in tight too. So it's one extreme or the other. And the Wolverines have been able to have success, and they are inside the red zone here with 2 minutes to go. It's a 2-minute timeout.
And we've seen a lot of that over the last, let's say, 8 to 10 years in the college game, where you look at running teams and you see a formation of 3 receivers or sometimes 4 receivers, but the goal is to spread that defense out and run the football.
Yeah, when you hear the term spread offense, the immediate thing is teams throwing the ball all over the place, and Geneva kind of fits that. They throw the ball a lot more than they pass it. You think back to the late 80s and the 90s when the run and shoot offense came in, and everybody thought, well, that's a fad. Well, now here we look 30 years later and see a lot of elements of that in just about everybody's offense. But with the spread, it can also be a great rushing offense. Grove City's demonstrated that the last few years, with 3 receivers out there, out of the shotgun, being able to run. And there are many examples of that. But as you said, it's more open. The defense has to defend 53 yards, sideline to sideline. If you get a situation, if it's 5 linemen blocking 5 defenders compared to 7-on-7 or 8-on-8, there are maybe potentially some bigger lanes. And when you are using 7 blockers, you have to have 7 guys win their battle as opposed to 5-on-5. If you go 6 out of 7, you're probably not getting much yardage.
A real opportunity here for Grove City. 2 minutes to play. A chance to get some points on the board and get the football to begin the third quarter.
This is this next series of plays is critical for both teams. As you said, Grove City with the momentum, the lead, and getting the ball to start the third quarter.
2 receivers go to the right, 1 to the left side. DeMary is the tailback. Check that. That's Rankin. Rankin gets the carry, gets the first down, inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. Chase Rankin getting opportunities and taking advantage of them.
Chase Rankin, a guy who came in as a safety, bided his time, moved to offense last year. He's on special teams, kick returner, a guy that he whatever is asked of him, whatever is needed, he does willingly. And now ripping off a couple of nice runs back to back down to the 4, giving Grove City goal to go with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Rankin, Coventry Township, Ohio.
Over in the Akron area.
Mm-hmm. So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Clock running at 1:23 to play in this first half. Play clock also down to 3 seconds. Ellis will snap it. He'll give it to Rankin for the 3rd straight carry. This time he's bottled up right near the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Grove City with the 2 timeouts left, 1:05 to go. They're not in any real hurry. If you're Geneva, Geneva would love to see the field goal unit out here.
So Grove City now brings in the extra fullback.
Geneva brings an extra lineman in, Chidima Isiago, 280-pounder out of Sykesville, Maryland.
Down to 43 seconds to go in this first half. Ellis under center. Now whistles, and Grove City going to use a timeout, stopping the clock with 36.7 to play in the half.
Yeah, apparently the Wolverines did not like the look they had with whatever play they had called. Geneva's alignment was probably going to be not good for the Wolverines, so they take one of those 2 timeouts.
And Geneva really had loaded the box up, anticipating that short yardage run package we've seen from the Wolverines over the years.
Yeah, so they had the extra lineman, defensive lineman in, and so the chess game, kind of the game within the game, and certainly these are people go back and they'll read the recap or they'll watch the video because the game's on, and they'll be on regional television tomorrow night on tape delay as well. They'll go back and they'll see the Peacock touchdown or the Bladel sack or the Romano the pass to Crumbaugh. They'll see those, but situations like here is really these also play a big part in who wins and who doesn't.
So off the timeout, Grove City will have 1 remaining. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
10th play of the drive upcoming.
Ellis will go under center. Now they'll shuffle the offensive line. Burnett, the fullback, lining up on a wing to the left side. Ellis under center. Turns, gives the ball to Demiri, and Demiri's going to drive down inside the 2-yard line, where it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal. And we're under 26 seconds to play in the half.
The ball, you're right at the 2-yard line, and clock down to 16 seconds to go.
Down to 12 seconds, and now we got a whistle. And Geneva's going to use a timeout with 10.7 to go in the half.
That's, I think, a bit of a break for the Wolverines. But Geneva wants to make sure that its guys are fresh and everybody's on the same page. So 3rd and goal now at the 2. And with Grove City having the timeout, your full playbook, is at your disposal.
You mentioned the 75-yard completion for Ellis. A tidy 9 of 12 for 134 and a touchdown, completing 75% of his throws.
Yeah, he's been terrific. 134 yards tonight. Grove City now 191 yards of total offense on 32 plays. This drive, of course, started pretty good field position for the Wolverines as well. It was their best starting field position of the night, and they have taken advantage of it, but 3rd and goal now at the 2. And 11 seconds to go. So likely time, for 2 plays, barring something unusual.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
The Wolverines are going back to their base offense. It'll be Ellis. Looks like he's going to be taking a shotgun snap with Rankin in there. Now, Geneva trying to get the right guys out there.
So 3rd and goal from the 2. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Rankin 2 yards deep behind Ellis. Play clock at 10 seconds. Ellis to throw. Fade into the corner for Breck Peacock for a 2-yard touchdown pass. And the 2nd touchdown reception for the junior wide receiver. And the Grove City lead is at 10.
He was matched up man for man on Patterson, the corner. Gave the little, just kind of faked inside, went out. Cornerback was in a trail position. And his only hope was the pass was off the mark. It was on the mark. Ellis to Peacock for the 2nd time tonight. And the Wolverines with a big statement right before halftime.
So Lane will come on and attempt the extra point. 9 for 9 on the season. Lambert to hold. Lambert to snap, Ellis to hold. High snap, they get it down. And that extra point is no good.
And that's something to keep in mind. 10 points instead of 11. field goal, touchdown, Geneva would not have to go for 2. But yeah, that operation not as crisp, but it is still 13-3 with 7 seconds to go in the half. We'll take a 30-second timeout, Mark.
We'll take that break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the first half next on the Wolverines Sports Network.
You're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
7.1 seconds to play here in the first half. Grove City with a 13-3 lead thanks to a pair of touchdown passes for Sutton Ellis, who's 10 of 13 for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lane will now come on and kick the football away. This is a high kick and a fair catch called for as the returner backpedals into the end zone. So Geneva with a chance to snap it one more time offensively here in the first half.
Yeah, they'll take it from the 25. The touchdown drive for Grove City, Mark, 11 plays, 58 yards. It used 6 minutes and 11 seconds. What a perfect drive in terms of burning up, the last, 6+ minutes of first half clock. You score, you go up 2 scores before halftime. Grove City's going to have the ball coming out to start the third quarter as Romano takes a knee, and that's the end of the first half. A slow start for the Wolverines in the first half. Slow start for both teams. Geneva got the 3-0 lead, but Grove City is countered with a pair of touchdowns. And the Wolverines are up 13-3 at the intermission.
Yeah, a couple of touchdown passes to Breck Peacock. Now 3 on the season for the junior. And take the 13-3 lead into the locker room, knowing they will get the football to begin the third quarter. We'll step aside for a break. Begin the halftime show next here on the Wolverines Sports Network.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 12 private institutions and 1 associate member, the PAC thrives in athletics and academics. Now sponsoring 24 varsity sports, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics, with academics at the core of every program. With over 300 academic All-Americans and over 1,400 academic honor roll recipients with a 3.6 GPA or higher in the past year alone. Our student athletes excel in athletics as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than 4 walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learn to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
Good night, Mama.
This is why. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Halftime here on the Wolverines Sports Network, and Grove City leading Geneva by a score of 13-3. Grove City looking for that offensive balance that they've been able to run the football and throw it tonight, as they have done a nice job through the air throwing the football. Ellis 10 of 13 for 136 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Breck Peacock been targeted 7 times already. He has 5 receptions for 98 yards and those 2 scores. Ian Demiri, 13 carries for 26 yards. Chase Rankin has carried it 3 times for 24. We saw Shepard Miller get in for a carry for 4 yards, and Ellis has run it a couple times for 3 yards. Penna, 3 catches also for 31. Daniel Sullivan has 2 catches for 7 yards. For the Golden Tornadoes, looking at the numbers, Romano, 9 of 21 throwing the football for 114 yards. He's been sacked twice in the first half. Romano also their leading rusher with 4 carries for a total of 7 yards. Reed has carried it 7 times for just 8 yards. Leading receiver Baker has 3 catches for 50 yards. Krumbacher 3 for 48 yards. And a 13-3 halftime lead for the.
Yeah, and a couple numbers that jump out. Geneva 1 of 8 on third down, and Geneva just 7 net rushing yards in the first half. So Grove City, the running game is, again, the numbers aren't gaudy. 57 yards on 19 carries, 3 yards a carry, but it's done a couple of things. It's opened up the passing game, and it's helped Grove City, establish, kind of get things going that second quarter. Winning time of possession, 7-minute edge in time of possession, 18:30 to 11:30. You mentioned Chase Rankin, 3 carries, 24 yards. A couple big carries go on the last touchdown drive for Rankin. And you're seeing a lot of guys pitching in, making contributions. Chase Rankin, who is listed, he's your number, quote, 3 running back, the third down back. Special teams guy coming in, making a couple big carries. Certainly we know Breck Peacock has become a standout receiver for the Wolverines. He's not a surprise. Sam Penna, another new guy, continues to come on, get better and better. But again, Sutton Ellis, 10 of 13, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Peacock. The defense, when you think about it, felt like, gave up some yardage and Geneva's moving the ball. 121 yards on 33 plays that's less than 4 yards a play. That's you hold teams to under that. What's that? What's the math there? Yards per play. They have it shown here. 3.7. 3.7 yards per play allowed. You're going to win a lot of football games. And good job by the Wolverine defense against a Geneva team that came out. The quick passing game takes you a little while to get acclimated to it from a defensive standpoint, because it is, again, you can say, well, he faced spread teams, W and J, and really all 3 opponents, spreading out 3 and 4 receivers. But what Cortland did was different than what Mount Union did defensively or offensively. Mount Union was kind of different than W and J. Of course, the Mount Union receivers and the W and J receivers were elite. Geneva has a good receiving core led by Krumbacher and Baker. But it's, again, this Wolverine defense, good job in the first half. You give up 3 points and a half. And what's the, we can talk about everything else, but you gave up 3 points in the first half. That's pretty good.
The final
again, a Geneva team, sorry, Mark, it's averaging, 32 a game?
Close to that.
Scored 55 2 weeks ago. Scored 28 up at Allegheny last week in a 28-16 win. That's a good, it's an offense that has put up yardage and points galore this year. But you hold them to 3 points and 121 yards and a half of football. That's a good job by the Wolverines.
It's cliche, but it is for a reason. How do you keep a high-powered offense down? You keep them on the sidelines.
Absolutely. Make them spectators. And that's what the Wolverines have generally been able to do, especially the last drive. 6+ minutes, a touchdown drive to make it 13-3. And with the Wolverines getting the ball to start the second half also. It's going to be a long time for Geneva without executing a play of significance. They had the kneel down right at the end of the half, but
we mentioned the numbers for Ellis, 10 of 13, almost 77% completion. What is it that you've seen tonight that we see him take this step throwing the ball?
I think what was early on, he completed a couple of short passes. I think it's confidence. He has the physical ability. He has the mental acuity. He's a sharp guy, especially playing quarterback. I mean, sometimes there are guys that are maybe book smart, but on the football field, maybe it doesn't quite translate. Well, he's a sharp guy, in the classroom and on the football field. So the raw material has been there, and now he hits some passes early, then the deep ball, the touchdown to Peacock. I think it's like, okay, now it's almost like, the light has come on, if you will. It's exciting to see. Remember, he's 1-1 as a starter. His first two starts are against Cortland, who's 4-1, by the way, and then Mount Union, defending national runners-up. I mean, he didn't start against a couple of paperweights in the first 2 weeks.
We kind of saw his confidence grow when he ran for the touchdown against Cortland, took the big hit when he scored that touchdown, and completed a couple of, they kind of just expanded the offense as that half went along. Some short throws underneath, then medium range, and they took the deep shot downfield, and the offense has really opened up.
Yeah, again, it's all, we talked about, it was a conservative game plan, but that was by design. Again, with the way, with the starting quarterback reinserted into the lineup against a good Geneva defense. The other thing, too, is we aren't quite sure what you're going to get from Geneva defensively. What they have showed on film the first 4 games of the year, not necessarily what they've done tonight. They've played a lot of 5-man front, having a true nose tackle. They've done some different things. They've done it in the past, but they haven't done it this year yet. May have taken a few possessions to figure that out. And again, also another thing too, the cumulative effect. As we think back to that Cortland game, Grove City, a lot of 2-yard runs, 3-yard runs in the first half. But what happened in the fourth quarter? 7 yards, 8 yards, that physical pounding. When you have Jolly and Benton and Trainer and Feldmeyer and Hilty and Brunette beating on you, and then you're trying to tackle DeMary, okay, that gets old after a while, I would have to think. Especially third quarter, Wolverines have the lead. Early on, now you're fired up, all right. But then all the third quarter, here comes 39 again. Okay, here comes 39. Oh, well, now I give it to 21. Here's a quarterback run with Ellis. It just, over the course of 4 quarters, that cumulative effect. And I think it's very possible here in the second half. Again, we talk about the time of possession advantage. If Grove City can continue to do that, sustaining drives, where on this Geneva front, it's a good defense. It's a sizable defense too. They're not an undersized unit or anything, but still, when you have these 290-pounders, 300-pounders hammering away at you all night, you're bound to not be as fresh in the fourth quarter as you were, 2 hours prior.
And the drive to begin the third quarter can definitely be critical. I mean, you look at the success the last few years that Grove City has had against the Golden Tornadoes, and if you're able to get points, get a touchdown, start the third quarter, then you start to think a little bit about, this has happened to us before.
Yeah, now certainly Geneva is much better equipped to come from behind than they were in the past. With the passing game, they have a fleet of good receivers, Baker, Krumbacher, Seth Tyson with 1 catch. Romano's done some things with his legs as well tonight. In the past when they were running the triple option, if you got them down 10 points, it might be, it probably a good chance you're going home with a win. But now they have the quick strike capability. So I think for Grove City, though, if you can come down, take some time off, get some more points. Geneva's generally one-dimensional anyway. Love to pass, 21 passes, 12 rushes. Actually, if you include the sacks, it's really only 10 rushes, 23 pass plays. So, 2/3 pass-to-run ratio. They're one-dimensional more or less by choice. If you make them one-dimensional, that makes that pass rush of the Wolverines even more dangerous.
Well, the sack numbers are figured in there, but averaging 0.6 yards per carry in the first half of action.
Yeah, stop the run the football. It's a good recipe, whether it's when we call games Friday nights, PAC games, you watch games in the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, whatever on Saturdays. You watch the pros tomorrow and Monday night. teams that can run the ball and stop the run generally do well. And the Wolverines, they've done okay running the ball, and they've done very well stopping the run tonight.
We will step aside for a break. Halftime continues. Grove City 13, Geneva 3 on the Wolverines Sports Network.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 12 private institutions and 1 associate member, the PAC thrives in athletics and academics. Now varsity sports, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics, with academics at the core of every program. With over 300 academic All-Americans and over 1,400 academic honor roll recipients with a 3.6 GPA or higher in the past year alone. Our student athletes excel in athletics as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Halftime continuing here on the Wolverine Sports Network. Grove City with a 13-3 lead over the Geneva Golden Tornadoes. Other action around the conference has everything completed earlier today. W&J off the win over Grove City last week. They defeat Hiram by a final score of 70-13. Case Western Reserve downs St. Vincent 42-14. Allegheny over Waynesburg 21-11. And Westminster putting up 52 points today and a shutout win over the Bethany Bison 52-0. Those are the games that were completed earlier on in PAC play. Don't forget, for Grove City, the Wolverines return home on the 11th for homecoming, hosting the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Also note the start time of 2 o'clock on the 11th against Waynesburg before Grove City finishes out the month of October with a trip to Allegheny for a 4 p.m. kickoff. The lone late afternoon kickoff. And then the Wolverines round out the month of October with the 107th meeting all-time between Grove City and Westminster, a 1 o'clock kickoff on October 25th. Of course, a series that dates back to 1892. So those are the next 3 games that are up for the Wolverines. But still another half of football and a high-powered offense and the Golden Tornadoes to deal with. We mentioned in the pregame show an offense averaging 32.3 points per game. And Grove City's defense has held the Golden Tornadoes to just 3 points after 2 quarters. We also mentioned this, the 99th meeting all-time, 47-43-8 in favor of the Golden Tornadoes. So when these two teams next meet, it will be the 100th time these two teams have got together on the gridiron to play. And speaking of 100 years, it is the 100th year celebration of Reeves Field, here the home of the Golden Tornadoes this season. And also homecoming tonight for the Golden Tornadoes. We've got about a minute to go before we begin tonight's third quarter. And I wouldn't call it a critical possession offensively for Grove City, but it is a big possession nonetheless. If you could get more points on the board and push that lead to 3 possessions.
Oh, it's a critical possession for the Geneva defense. I wouldn't be surprised perhaps if Geneva, tried to, maybe gamble a little bit, come with a blitz, do something, a front they haven't shown yet. Try to do something. What Geneva needs are obviously a turnover is that's obvious, but Geneva, which had the better of it in terms of field position, starting position in the first half. Geneva would love, get good kick coverage. That's first thing here, and then you get Grove City in a 3rd and long. Don't let Grove City just do what it did on its last drive and just run the ball, throw when Grove City wants to throw. I think that's going to be a key here. When the Wolverines throw when they want to throw, very effective passing game. And the situations where they've had to pass, it's been advantage Geneva.
Right, that last drive, 11 plays, 58 yards, 6-11 off the game clock. And it was that type of situation where they weren't really behind the chains much at all in that drive. And then you could kind of pick when you want to bring in the extra offensive lineman, bring in the extra fullback, be physical. But then they spread things out and continued to run and throw the football.
Grove City sending its kick return unit out there. Some of the guys out there. Jace Herrick, junior safety from Greenville. Of course, he scored the touchdown on special teams last year against Johns Hopkins in the playoffs. Aiden Kitts out there. Danny Franco. Also, we see Brock Belmont, reserve linebacker. Wyatt Barzak, we talked about him earlier tonight. Chase Rankin's out there. Dustin Hotto, Anthony Brunette. And second half kickoff, a name you know well too, Mark Means.
Reitler gets his foot into this football. It's going to be caught at the 6, across the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and just tripped up. And brought down to the turf is the freshman Cameron Epps, who was maybe 1 block away from a monster return.
Yeah, good run back out past the 30, and you wonder, okay, well, this number 4, this Epps kid, what's he doing out there? That's why. Explosive, great straight line speed, great athlete. He was a 1,000-point scorer at South Allegheny High School. And nice run back there, run back of about 30 yards to the 33-yard line. He's worked in as the number 4 receiver. And anytime the ball is in his mitts, he can make things happen.
1st and 10 from the 33. Grove City right to left here in the third quarter. They are going to run it on a 1st down right up the middle. And they'll push the pile forward. That's Rankin getting another carry. And Rankin had a nice first half.
Yeah, and a nice start to the second half out across the 35 to the 36. He's the hot hand, so to speak.
2nd and 7 from the 36-yard line. Same look for the Wolverines. 2 to the right, 1 to the left side. Single back in the backfield. Turn, check with the sidelines. Play clock approaching 12 seconds. Rankin now going to move a couple yards deep behind Sutton Ellis. Rankin will get the carry again. This time hurdles over the pile, spins his way across the 45, and he's going to have a first down to the 47-yard line.
You hear about your lineman getting to the second level, lineman getting onto the linebackers. That's what happened there. Bobby Benton, the center, he got on the middle linebacker. Reed Gordon ended up pancaking him down at about the 48-yard line.
So a couple of big runs for Chase Rankin, the junior tailback.
A little chase on the case.
Just averaging about 7.5 yards per carry. Burnett goes in motion. He'll settle straight into the backfield. They'll give the ball to Rankin again, following him. Breaks a tackle across the 50, 45, and down near the 40-yard line. Another Grove City first down on the ground, and the Wolverines continuing to work the hot hand, as you said, in Chase Rankin.
When you talk about the running back position, there are things we can measure. Height, weight, speed, whether it's 40-yard dash or agility, things like a cone drill or whatever. But what you can't measure, well, two things, heart and vision, and how the vision connect with the feet. Some guys can see the hole, the feet don't go there. Of course, the last 4 years we saw Nico Flatty very good at it. Chase Rankin showing those similar traits on that run to the 40-yard line.
Down to the Golden Tornado 40. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Give it to Rankin again. Broke a tackle across the 35 and down near the 32-yard line. Another good gain on first down. It's 2nd and 2, and that really opens your playbook up.
Yeah, you figure the runs 11, then 13, and now 8. There's nothing fancy about this. Grove City coming right at Geneva. A statement so far on this drive, saying we're going to run the ball and you can't stop it. And so far, Rankin has advanced the ball to the 32 behind that big front 5 and fullback Anthony Brunette.
2nd down and 2 from the 32. Rankin again. Rankin found a hole, was able to squeeze through it and got 3 yards and a Grove City first down.
Kind of, he was going left and then more or less made like a backwards S, winding his way, and instead of going over left guard, went between the right guard, right tackle hole, and first down to the 29-yard line.
11.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 13-3 Grove City.
And it's been the same formation. Peacock wide left, Penna slot right inside of Sullivan. Brunette lining up as a wing to the left.
Play clock at 6 seconds. Ellis takes the snap, gives the ball to Rankin, bouncing off the outside and falls forward down to the 26-yard line. Good vision by the junior. Nothing where the play was designed. Bounced it to the outside and got 4 yards.
Yeah, that was a very mature run. A lot of times you see young running backs, they want to bounce it outside, get outside. Rankin went outside that time because, as you said, Mark, he had to go outside. Instead of getting nothing, he gets 3, almost 4.
Ellis turns, looks to the sidelines. Play clock, 15 seconds. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. It's been the same formation for the Wolverines most of this drive. Now they will bring Sam Penna in tight towards the formation, right side. Give the ball to Rankin, bouncing it outside again. Spins off a tackle, driving the feet inside the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. And that should be enough for another Grove City first down.
Geneva brought the slot defender down essentially outside the defensive end, lining up like an outside linebacker. Sam Penna then came in, and Sam's not the biggest guy in the world, but he came down, lined up as a wing on that backside. Grove City running to the weak side of the formation. Chase Rankin, a tough run to the 19, and another first down for Grove City.
Under 10 minutes to play in this third quarter. Ellis takes the snap. Rankin gets it again. Lowers the shoulder inside the 15. And he's going to be down close to about the 12-yard line. And this drive is really opened up by success running the football on first down.
I believe that was the 9th straight carry for Rankin. and he is showing no signs of fatigue.
2nd and 3 from the 12-yard line.
Some of that Geneva front, though, they got guys' hands on the hips. If you're trying to start a fire there, it'd be hard. No oxygen.
2nd and 3 from the 12. Play action, firing towards the goal line and pulled down at about the 1-yard line is Sam Penna with another reception for the junior. That's his 4th.
Perfect pass from Ellis. They go to play action. Wolverines, they got the run commit by Geneva, and put it right there, right on the top 8 on the chest plate for number 8 Sam Penna. 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Wyatt Barzak in as the 3rd receiver now in this set.
Rankin, the tailback. 2 yards behind Sutton Ellis. Ellis, play action, look for the back corner of the end zone, reaching for the football. Touchdown, Wolverines. That's Sullivan in the corner for 6, and the Wolverines cap off this big 3rd quarter starting drive with the 3rd touchdown pass for Sutton Ellis.
Similar to the touchdown pass Peacock caught on the near side, one-on-one with the corner, faked inside, went out towards the back corner. Sutton Ellis, a beautiful throw, and Daniel Sullivan, those guys, they're buddies. You see them together all the time. They have a great chemistry, and Sutton Ellis finds the Connecticut product for the touchdown.
Lane on for the extra point. Snap, and the point was blocked, but somebody came offside, so there's a flag on the field for Geneva as there was a player across the line of scrimmage before the snap of the football.
That was close to the old unabated where they would have blown it dead. It was definitely a head start, and that would be half the distance. And I would think they'll still just kick it here because if you kick it, it makes it 17, a 3-score game. Geneva fans don't like it. Or no, the Wolverines going to go for 2.
The way they have run the football, the end of the 2nd quarter, the start of the 3rd.
Here comes the O. Well, and I put it in the notes this week. Grove City's not made a 2-pointer in 8 years. Here we go. So they'll go for 2 here.
So they will put Ellis under center. Demary is going to be the tailback. Puts the fullback in motion. Gives the ball to Demary. 2 hands on the football, driving towards the goal line. And they're going to say he is short of the goal line, inside the 1-yard line. And the try for 2 is no good, and the streak continues.
They hadn't attempted one in 7 years. October 6th of 2018, that great homecoming win over Westminster, 36-33. They went for 2 and did not get it. And here, so I guess we'll have to update the note partially for next week, but it's 19-3. But however, it's still a 2-score game, 16 points.
So a 19-3 lead with 8:23 to play in the 3rd quarter, and a long, time-consuming drive for Grove City to begin this quarter.
11 plays, 67 yards. It used 6.5 minutes. So the drive right before halftime, 11 plays, 58 yards, used 6:11. This one uses 6:30. So combined 12 minutes, 41 seconds on the 2 touchdown drives.
Keeping that high-powered Geneva offense on the sidelines. And now with a 16-point lead at 19-3. And impressive by Rankin, now has 11 carries, 79 yards, averaging just a shade over 7 yards a carry for the night.
Yeah, Chase Rankin, we talk about the running game. You think Demary, you think Shepard Miller, but Chase Rankin stepping forward, and I believe we have reached a television timeout, Mark.
So we can
take those on radio too. So
all right, we'll step aside for a break. We'll be back with more on the Wolverines Sports Network.
Check your oil, check your fluids, and get you clean. Fast, friendly service for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Wiper blades or filters, check your tire pressure. Locally owned, nationally known.
Ken Frenchak here from the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Fall. Leaves are changing. Why not get a jump start on the season and get the oil changed in your vehicle? We have your grade of Valvoline oil regardless of your gas or diesel engine. We stock most air filters and windshield wiper blades. So don't forget, we offer 2 automatic car washes along with 2 self-serve bays. Stop by to have your car run and look great. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come to us for the experience.
Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy.
$8:23 to play, third quarter, 19-3. Grove City, Brady Lane set to kick the football to the Golden Tornadoes for the first time here in the second half. This kick will be fielded at about the 2-yard line. Brought back across the 10, 15, and then bottled up shy of the 20-yard line. Good coverage downfield by that Grove City special teams, and little energy flowing through the team on the far sidelines.
Yeah, you see Belmont and Mike Equi down there to make the tackle. Nick Clements in there. So those key core special teams guys, in Geneva facing a long field and a 16-point deficit. We remember, of course, the Grove City touchdown drive set up by a good kick return from Epps out past the 30. Now Geneva, which looks to answer, beginning this drive inside its 20.
Romano and the Golden Tornado offense back out on the field. 2 receivers left, 1 right. The tailback is David Reed. And now we've got whistles.
And it's going to be on the right tackle as he was in his stance and then came out, as it was Brody Markle, the freshman. Ryan Montgomery was lined up deep at safety, came running down. He was still 3 or 4 yards from the line of scrimmage, but the tackle jumped. That's a no-no, and it's 1st and 15.
Third penalty on the Golden Tornadoes for 11 yards. 1st and 15 from the 14. Romano to throw. Has single coverage downfield, takes the shot downfield, pass complete across midfield and down near the 47-yard line as they hit Luke Crumbacher, the senior from North Lima, Ohio.
Bowden Davidson out, Levi Tietz in at cornerback, and Geneva testing the new guy in the secondary, and a big gainer out to the 46-yard line. Gain of 41.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Romano takes the football, fires downfield, and that ball juggled and dropped as it falls incomplete. Intended for Seth Tyson, the senior.
And he was open with the pass just behind him.
Stops the clock at 7:40 to play here in the third. 2nd and 10 from the Grove City 46-yard line. 1 receiver out to the left, 2 to the right side. On a wing to the right side as Romano drops to throw. Steps into a big throw downfield, and that ball knocked away. Levi Tietz got a hand on it at the last second to jar that football loose.
Tietz there, and as well as the safety, Keegan Frazier coming over. That ball hung up. Tietz was with him step for step, and Frazier also coming over. And now 3rd and 10 for Geneva. Geneva keeping the tight end, or the wing-back, H-back in. That being Logan Hartshorn, the junior, to get an extra blocker in there. Grove City coming with another safety blitz.
3rd and 10 from the 46. High snap. They swing the ball to David Reed, and Reed rumbles forward, broke a couple of tackles, and he's all the way down to the 20-yard line. Straight line running by David Reed after the catch for the first down.
Yeah, found him in the right flat, and he just went right up the hash mark, north-south, nothing fancy, good blocking downfield, and Geneva into the red zone. Nice 3rd down call. Again, we saw the quick passing game earlier. That's the best way to neutralize the Grove City pass rush.
1st and 10 from the 20. Romano to throw it again. Going underneath, and that ball is dropped on a cutting receiver towards the sidelines. Seth Tyson again unable to hold on to the football.
Yeah, he was open, but just hit him in the hands. He was a couple of steps away from the defender. And now 2nd down, and a couple of those tonight for Geneva.
6:59 to play, 3rd quarter. 19-3 Grove City. Geneva 2nd and 10 from the Grove City 20-yard line. They will run it on a 2nd down, just a couple of yards on the carry.
And back to Reed again. I think a case there of just trying to keep the Grove City defense honest, maybe hoping that Reed can pop one. but he gets only 2.
3rd and 8 from the 18-yard line. One receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Romano looking towards the right, looks in the end zone, and that ball is intercepted by the Grove City secondary. Just leaped up and took the football away, and that is the 8th interception thrown by Caleb Romano.
Mason Klaus comes up when he was outside of the goal line. Grove City will have it deep in its own end at the 2, but Klaus, it was double coverage at 6'3". He went up and made the pick, his 2nd interception of the season, and the Grove City defense holds. We talked about Geneva, 12 turnovers during the first 4 games of the season. A huge turnover by Geneva. Mason Klaus changing positions. The results stay the same. A takeaway for the big guy from Red Bank Valley.
At his first interception against Cortland in week 1. Now he's got a pair. It's 1st and 10, Grove City from their 2-yard line. Single receiver in the formation to the right side, both fullbacks in there. Going to go under center, send the fullback in motion. They'll hand the ball off to Ian Demary, and Demari's just going to bowl forward to about the 6-yard line.
A lot of times when you hear goal line offense, you think going into the end zone. But cases like this, you have to be able to get tough yardage coming away. And Ian Demary, tough yardage, picks up 4. Little bit of breathing room. You'd love to get a first down here, get away from that goal line. You use up some more clock as well. But a good goal line run in a bit of an unconventional sense.
2nd and 6 from the 6. 5:45 to play, 3rd quarter. 19-3 Grove City. They'll run it again. Big hole opens up the middle. Man, able to follow through that hole. And it's going to be good enough for a Grove City first down. Did a nice job opening up a huge gap to run through.
Chase Rankin cutting back over the left side. Left tackle Nate Trainer, left guard Jed Feldmeyer. And a first down out to the 12-yard line. 14th first down of the night for Grove City.
For Rankin, his 12th carry now has 85 yards. Play clock now down under 10 seconds. 1 receiver right, 2 to the left side. They're going to run the football again right into the line and able to push the pile forward for about 2 yards. Down to the 15-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 8.
Rankin going over the right side. Brought down by Ciriello, the middle linebacker. The key for the Wolverines with this running game is that the linemen have been able to get on the linebackers. Ciriello and Gordon, the 2 guys in the middle of that defense. They're essentially kind of lined up more or less, over the guards.
2nd and 7. Burnett in motion, settles into the backfield. Ellis to throw, pass complete. It's another catch for Breck Peacock. Setting up now a 3rd down and manageable, and for Peacock, his 6th reception that puts him over 100 yards.
Yeah, a very safe play call, very safe pass, but also a play, too, keep the Geneva defense honest. We talked about Geneva running to keep Grove City's defense honest. Other side of the coin here, now 3rd and 2. A lot available for Grove City in its playbook.
Wolverines 2 for 6 in converting 3rd downs so far tonight. Play clock now down under 7 seconds. Geneva showing some pressure. Grove City going to run the football into that pressure and get about a yard, and it's going to set up a 4th down and a 1 for Grove City.
It would be very brave to go for it. And the Wolverines will send the punt unit out. You have a good punter, you have a good coverage unit, you have the lead, you got a first down, you got the ball away from your goal line. So that's a successful drive. Not every successful drive is 90 yards for a touchdown or whatever. Within the context of the game, time, 3 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, that's a good drive for Grove City.
Lane to punt for the 4th time, averaging about 32 yards per kick. Baker back at his 46-yard line. Lane, high kick. He'll signal for the fair catch, but drift all the way back inside the 35-yard line. And that kick by Lane had some extra carry got up into the jet stream and it took off.
It did. It looked like, sometimes you hear, of course, we're in the middle of the baseball playoffs, ball having backspin, how a baseball will take off. That's what that punt did, is it got up there and it just kept carrying and carrying. Fair catch down to the 31. Decent field position still for Geneva, but not as good as the GTs hoped, thanks to that magical right foot of Dylan Lane.
He's had a fantastic freshman season punting the football. We're going to step aside for a break. 2:47 to play, third quarter. Grove City 19, Geneva 3 on the Wolverines Sports Network.
If life came with a remote control, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
.247 to play, third quarter. Geneva has the football back from their 31-yard line, working left to right here in this third quarter. Romano's already thrown it 27 times in this game, 11 of 27 for 180 yards.
41% completion tonight. Then you start to look at the yards per attempt, a little over 6, which is not a bad number, but you get a 40 and a 34-yard completion there. That'll bump up the average in a hurry.
Going to stack two receivers to the right and left, single back in the backfield. Romano to throw. Time going over the middle. Receiver made the catch at the 45, turns it upfield across the 30, and he'll be submarined under inside the 25-yard line. Romano hit him in stride for a big gain for the Golden Tornadoes.
That'll boost the yards per attempt. The skinny post. And down to the 22-yard line. Good hustle downfield by Levi Tietz coming from the other side to make the tackle. But Geneva, which ended up turning it over on the Klaus interception at the 2 last possession, threatening again.
Baker on the reception for the big gain. 1st and 10 from the 22. Romano to throw. Steps up, goes underneath, and that pass is incomplete. Levi Tietz on the coverage for the Wolverines, brings up a 2nd and 10.
Good play by Tietz there. The first play, they went after him, and Geneva got some yardage, but he's been really good since. A couple of pass breakups, made the big tackle on the last play, and Levi Tietz, the junior from Morgantown, done a good job on special teams all year, now out there cornerback again.
2nd and 10 from the 22, 2:06 to play. Romano to throw, and he's going to be dropped and sacked in the backfield. He could not get away from Ben Bladel, who adds another sack to his career leading totals. Give him 2.5 on the night.
Bladel was working on the left tackle, Jordan Brown out there, and was one-on-one, and Bladel beat him and then drops Romano for the loss back to the 30. Now for Geneva, 2 plays to get 18 yards.
Twins to each side. Reed, the running back. Romano to throw. Steps into a deep ball downfield, and Tietz bats that ball away. And incomplete, but there's a flag back at the 36-yard line.
Tietz doing a good job. I know Chris Birch would appreciate this. Using that inside hand, the basketball move, and that's what Tietz did. Knocked it away with his inside arm. And I believe it's going to be on Geneva. There's going to be a chop block as the lineman, and is Grove City going to decline it or send him back?
Yeah, and that's what he said initially.
Yeah, what do you want? Third and 33 or 4th and 18? Let's see what the Wolverines do, but I believe it was Camden Gilman, the center, and then David Reed I don't know for sure, but because I was looking downfield, but the guess would be Gilman had the Grove City defender engaged up high and Reed went low, which you can't do.
Can't engage someone that's being blocked.
Now, you can double, you can up high, but you can't go low, and that's what Geneva did. So Grove City taking the penalty. So now back to the 45. They have to get to the 12, so 3rd and 33. Minute 30 to go in the third quarter.
Going to go trips to the right. Single receiver to the left side for Caleb Romano, the junior out of Florida. Wolverines bringing some pressure. Romano standing in there, gets the crossing route that is complete for just a short gain. And that pass is caught by Dane Jonke, the sophomore out of Union High School.
And Jack Jolly there to make the tackle, back to the 41, just a pickup of 4. Good pressure by Nick Clemens, the freshman pass rush specialist from Moon High School. And now Geneva will have to punt it away. So the decision to accept the penalty pays off. Geneva obviously was going to go for it on 4th down. And now on this 4th and 29, punt team out. And Danino deep for Grove City back at his 10.
Baker to punt for the 4th time, averaging 31 yards per kick. Snap back to him. Grove City going to peel the rush off, and they're going to let this one roll. And a smart play by the freshman Cameron Epps to let it roll into the end zone.
You're right, that was Epps back there. Different number 4. But either way, a heads-up move, and the Wolverines get it at the 20. It's a net of 21 on the punt.
So a smart decision to let that ball roll into the end zone. And now Grove City gets the stop and gets the football back with 35 seconds to go in this quarter.
And you could tell from the trajectory of the punt, it was not a high punt. It was more of a line drive. That one's not going to hit and check up. It's going to hit and bounce. And goes into the end zone, and the Wolverines have it.
1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. Ellis, the quarterback, takes the snap and looks to throw. Standing in, taking a shot for Breck Peacock downfield, trying to one-hand the catch and couldn't pull it in at the 40-yard line. Great effort by Breck Peacock to try and pull that football in.
He was one-on-one with Patterson, or excuse me, he was one-on-one with the free safety, Frazier on the near side, as 2 defensive backs were occupied. Penna, the inside man, running the post. So you had the fly and the post. Ellis going to the one-on-one matchup, and just maybe about a half a yard too far. Only the 4th incompletion of the night for Sutton Ellis, who's 13 of 17.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Running it on 2nd down, right up the middle. Wolverines running the football again with Chase Rankin. Looking to get himself close to a 100-yard night for the junior.
And you have the confidence in your ground game that, okay, if we're incomplete on 1st down, we know we can still get 5, 6, 7 on 2nd down with the run. They get 7 to the 27 on what is the final play of quarter number 3.
We are through 3 quarters here at Reeves Field in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. After 3, it is Grove City 19, Geneva 3. You are listening to the Wolverine Sports Network.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 12 private institutions and 1 associate member, the PAC thrives in athletics and academics. Now sponsoring 24 varsity sports, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics, with academics at the core of every program. With over 300 academic All-Americans and over 1,400 academic honor roll recipients with a 3.6 GPA or higher in the past year alone. Our student athletes excel in athletics as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Valvoline Express, Karen Car Wash of Grove City. Drive in, drive out, it's that easy. We'll check your oil, check your fluids, and get you clean. Fast, friendly service for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Wiper blades or filters, check your tire pressure. Locally owned, nationally known.
Ken Frenchak here from the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Fall, Leaves are changing. Why not get a jump start on the season and get the oil changed in your vehicle? We have your grade of Valvoline oil regardless of your gas or diesel engine. We stock most air filters and windshield wiper blades. So don't forget, we offer 2 automatic car washes along with 2 self-serve bays. Stop by to have your car run and look great. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come to us for the experience.
Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Drive in, drive out, it's that easy.
Final 15 minutes of this one put up on the scoreboard. Grove City facing a 3rd down and 3, 2 for 7 on 3rd downs tonight.
Time of possession now almost 2-1, 29-19 for Grove City, 15-41 for Geneva. Conversion here, and the Wolverines can add on to that figure.
So 3rd and 3 from the 27-yard line, left to right here to start the 4th. Play clock, plenty of time at 15 seconds. Ellis, play fake, fires over the middle, pass caught, 1st down and more across the 40 and down to the 45-yard line. Sam Penna comes up with another reception, his 5th, and the Wolverines convert the 3rd and 3.
The slot defender came inside, lined up more or less as an outside linebacker. The defender over the top, the safety 15 yards away. Great sight adjustment by Penna and Ellis. I'm sure it was a case of, if this happens, we're doing this. Penna open across the middle, gets it out to the 45, and a 1st down conversion. 3rd down conversion for the 15th first down of the night.
2 to the left, 1 to the right side. Fullback wing to the right side. They're going to run the football with Rankin carrying tacklers to midfield and then just into Golden Tornado territory at the 49.
Rankin over 100 yards tonight, his first 100-yard game. 16 carries for 101 unofficially.
2nd down and 5. 13:50, clock rolling here in the 4th quarter. Both teams have all 3 timeouts in their possession. Wolverines, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Rankin remains the tailback. He's going to be about 2 yards deep behind Sutton Ellis. Takes the snap, gives the ball to Rankin. Fought his way across the 50-yard line and down to the 46-yard line. He's done a fantastic job not taking that initial contact till he's a couple of yards upfield.
And he has some momentum going, and with that, and able to get the ball to the 46 for 3rd and short. Barzak will check in, and Seth McGroarty, who started the first couple games this year, big physical receiver, he'll check in as well, replacing Sullivan.
So 3rd down and 1. Barzak going to line up left side. Single receiver in the formation. Rankin is the tailback. They give the ball to Rankin, dives forward, and he'll have the 1st down. Down to about the 37-yard line.
They'll say down to 38, but still enough for the 1st down. Chase Rankin hit the hole hard and tripped up, but not before he converts another 3rd down. Back-to-back 3rd down conversions, 2 on this drive after having 2 in the first 3 quarters of the game.
Wolverines have run the football 35 times tonight so far. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Fullback Burnett to the right side. Play action. Ellis going to take a shot down the middle of the field. And Breck Peacock turned back like he was looking for a flag that was not there.
The weak safety, Noah Hutcherson, was there in coverage, and didn't look like a whole lot from here. Peacock kind of turned and said, hey, but passed well off the mark, but it'll be 2nd down. Like the Wolverines, it's a controlled aggression on offense, and still, this is still a 2-score game, 19-3. So like the fact, run, but not getting, not forgetting about the pass and keeping the defense honest.
2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. High snap, Ellis to throw, fires downfield for Sullivan and incomplete. And it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Patterson came on a corner blitz that time. He was untouched. Ellis had him in his face. Fortunate to get rid of that one. As Geneva does not have a sack yet tonight, but came close there. Now 3rd and 10. And it stops the clock with 12:04 to go.
Cameron Epps, the freshman, will check in out of East Allegheny. Trips to the left. Single receiver to the right side. Rankin, the tailback. Ellis barking out the signals. Now turns. Checks with the far sidelines. Play clock to 3 seconds. They snap it with 1. And that throw downfield is juggled and held onto by Sam Penna. Across the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
Hutcherson hit him right as the ball got there, but Penna did a good job of holding on. It was a well-timed hit. They get 4, but it's 4th and 6.
Grove City, 1 of 1 so far tonight, converting 4th downs. Trips right, single receiver left side. Rankin, the tailback, with Sutton Ellis. And whistles stop that play. And Grove City going to use a timeout on a critical 4th and 6 coming up.
Yeah, obviously the Wolverines did not like the look that they got from the Geneva defense. The timeouts are more, in this case you have the lead, so preserving clock is not something that you're anticipating having to do over the final 11 and a half minutes. Take the timeout here. You have a chance to really put Geneva behind the 8 ball with this conversion. We'll talk it over. You're at the 39-yard line, so it's out of field goal range. The punt, can you drop it inside the 5 or 10? Maybe, but can you get 6 yards? You kind of weigh those two things. And the way your defense is playing, even if you don't get it, still Geneva's going to have to go 60-plus yards, score, get a 2-pointer, and then do it again. So you weigh everything, and the offense going to come back out for this 4th and 6 from the 39.
11:27 to play in this game. 19-3, Grove City. Don't forget, Wolverines return home next Saturday for a 2 o'clock kickoff for homecoming.
We've not seen a screen yet tonight, Mark.
1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right side. Rankin, the tailback. Ellis to throw. Fires downfield. Penna makes the catch. And he's going to have enough for a Grove City 1st down. Sam Penna in the slot and ran a nice route and came back to the football.
Nothing more frustrating than seeing a receiver stop his route shy of the 1st down stick. Penna went beyond it, hooked up inside, made the catch. 1st down, Grove City. Ellis threw it kind of low and away where only Penna could make the catch. He went down and got it. 1st down at the 32-yard line. And Sutton Ellis having a night. Now 17 of 23.
Wolverines 2 of 2 and converting 4th downs tonight. Rankin remains the tailback. 2 receivers left, 1 right side. Ellis bobbled the snap and just unloaded it as they came with a blitz off the edge. And he saw that quickly and unloaded the football.
And Sullivan ran the slant. Ellis might have thought that he was going to, the hitch. Instead, it's 2nd down. Geneva's starting to get a little bit more exotic with the blitzes. Geneva needs a turnover at this point, and coming off the edges with safeties and corners. Really been mixing it up here, but the Wolverines have had the answers.
2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Ellis takes the snap. He'll drop to throw. Has time. Looking downfield. Loops that football and just knocked away at the last second and incomplete.
Yeah, Peacock got behind the defensive back, but pass just a little bit long, and the defender might have been able to reach up at the last moment as well. So it is 3rd down, and clock stops with 10:32 to go.
So the quarterback, the fullback, Burnett, to the sidelines. Freshman receiver Cameron Epps will check in. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Rankin, the tailback, with Sutton Ellis. Ellis takes the snap, quarterback run, And Ellis was just shy of the 30-yard line for a short gain before being pushed back. You wonder if that was designed intentionally to potentially set up a spot for a field goal.
We get the ball in the middle of the field. It would be 48 yards from here. And you are correct, Mark.
So they will bring on Brady Lane, 1 of 1 in field goal attempts, hitting from 37 yards out against Cortland in week 1.
Did have the missed extra point earlier.
So this will be a 47-yard attempt, slightly to the left. Snap and hold are good. Lane has the ball in the air, and it drifts off to the left and is no good.
Well, Geneva able to make a stand defensively, and Tornadoes will have okay field position. Still 9:44 to go.
Lane had the distance. It just kind of hooked at the last second.
Yeah, he hit it well, but I think he didn't quite catch it the way he wanted to. So it'll be Geneva taking over, and we have a timeout on the field, Mark.
So with a timeout on the field, we'll step aside as well. 9:44 to play in the game. Grove City 19, Geneva 3 on the Wolverines Sports Network.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
.9:44 to play here in the fourth quarter. Geneva will take over after the missed field goal. Grove City with the 19-3 lead. Wolverines 2 timeouts, 3 left for the Golden Tornadoes.
Quick look at the PAC scoreboard brought to you by Northwestern Mutual and Gold Financial. Finals from earlier today, W&J defeats Hiram 70-13. Case Western Reserve 42-14 over St. Vincent. Allegheny holds off Waynesburg University 21-11. And Westminster blanks Bethany 52-0.
Romano going to stack 2 receivers right and 2 to the left side. Dane Jonke checking in as the 4th receiver. I think they're gonna change footballs. That looks like what they're going to do. So they will put a new football into play.
Must have had a Grove City ball.
Mm-hmm.
And teams, some teams use different balls for whatever reason, different manufacturers, different styles, or they might be the same, but they'll have a stamping or marking, say, Grove City, Geneva, whoever the team playing is.
1st and 10 from the 31. Romano dropping to throw. Fires underneath. Pass caught. And the receiver got planted into the turf by Mason Klaus as soon as he caught that football.
Seth Tyson was hit like Mike Tyson would hit you. Mason Klaus hit him square in the chest, dropped him immediately. Tough catch, good catch, big hit.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Romano to throw. Throwing off the back foot. Pass caught by Dane Jonke, and that is a 1st down for the Golden Tornadoes.
One thing to keep in mind for Geneva, Martin now in the backfield instead of Reed, so bigger threat out of the backfield, but maybe not as good of a pass protector.
1st and 10 from the Golden Tornado 47-yard line. Romano takes the snap, 3-step drop, stepping up in the pocket, pressured, and he's going to be sacked back near the 35-yard line.
Jordan Karcheski was there with the initial hit. Bladel finished him off. It'll be a loss, they're going to say, back at the 40. But Jordan Karcheski blowing through for the sack. And 2nd and long. Karcheski back home in Beaver County and having himself a night.
So it makes it now 2nd and 17 with the ball back at the GT's 40-yard line. Romano swings it to the running back out into the flat, made the catch, turned upfield across midfield, and Martin will go out of bounds near the Grove City 45-yard line.
And he's certainly a threat out of the backfield. Reed had a couple nice catches, but in this situation, you need somebody that can pop one, and Martin, a nice gain, got back the lost yardage and puts Geneva in a manageable 3rd down and 6, pick up a 12.
We go under 8 minutes to play in this game. Romano takes the snap, and that pass deflected, but it'll fall to the turf, incomplete. It's 4th down and 5.
I believe Jonke was heard some footsteps there. Ball hit off his hands, and Wolverine defender over there, looked like it was Danino, came close to getting the interception, but couldn't scoop it off the turf. But 4th down for Geneva with 7:54 to go, and Geneva's going to talk things over because it may be 4th in the ball game for Geneva at this point.
So they will take the timeout. Geneva will be left with a pair of timeouts.
Mark, we have a chance to go over some Grove City College scores from earlier today. It's been a good day for the Wolverines. In the athletic department, the men's soccer team, a 3-0 win over Teal to go to 3-0-1 in the PAC. Grove City in. And Cam Thomas out of South Range High School getting the scoring going. And then Luke Lattis, sophomore midfielder from New Jersey, scoring. And then Ryan Higgs, junior from Upper St. Clair, scoring 3-0. The Wolverines win. They'll be at Hiram Wednesday night. Women's soccer team, 11-0 win over Teal today. They go to 3-0-1 in the league as well. The score sheet, we score 11. It's a lot of people getting their Grove City out shooting Teal 49-1 today. So Grove City will be at Hiram Tuesday night at 7. Grove City volleyball team, 3-1 win over Bethany today to get to 3-3 in the PAC. Sarah Hart with 19 kills, Elena Dorst with 13. And the women's tennis team defeated W&J 6-1 to go to 6-1 in the league.
4th and 5 for the Golden Tornadoes. Romano swings it to his running back out of the backfield, and he is going to be pushed back at the 45, make it the 46-yard line. That will not be enough to convert the 4th down, and the Grove City offense will take over on downs, and Geneva now 0 of 2 converting 4th downs.
Good job of the Wolverine defense rallying to the football. Martin broke a couple of tackles, but just too many white jerseys there. You saw Kellen Taylor, the nose tackle, hustling down Keegan Frazier. Free safety in there to help bring him down. He got close, but he's down at the 44, and that's where Grove City will put it in play with 7:45 left.
Grove City has run the football 36 times tonight, and you would anticipate a lot more of that here for the final 7:45. So it is Chase Rankin, the tailback. Rankin, 18 carries for 108 yards on the night. He will get it for the 19th time, running it right up the middle, carrying tacklers, 1st down and more, all the way down to the 40-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. Chase Rankin, the junior, is having a career night.
124 yards now for Chase Rankin as Geneva essentially played a goal line defense. You know, like 5-4 and then 2 defensive backs out on Peacock on the far side. So running against a defense like that, Rankin going up the gut, hit, bouncing off of men, and down to the Geneva 40-yard line. What a night for Chase Rankin.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Single receiver will go to the left. Play clock down to 2 seconds. They'll snap it with 1, give it to Rankin, bouncing it outside across the 35-30, and he'll go out of bounds with another Grove City 1st down.
Wyatt Barzak, key block over there, lined up as a wing to the left side, just able to seal the linebacker down inside. You think about great blocks, you don't have to blow somebody up or put them on their back. Get in his way, don't let him get to where he has to get to. Wyatt Barzak, the senior, doing a great job using that 6'4", 220-pound frame. Pins the linebacker down. Rankin goes outside. And another 1st down to the 28. 12 more for Chase Rankin. Now 148 yards tonight.
6:20 to play in this 4th quarter. 19-3 Grove City. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Snap to Ellis. He'll give the ball to Rankin, who spins forward for about 2. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
The Wolverines will go back to the base personnel. Barzak out. McGroarty out. Peacock and Penna back out there with a 2nd down play. But Grove City's done a really nice job of mixing and matching personnel. We talk about the starting 11. We have right here Chase Rankin, who's not on the 2 deep. at running back. Big night tonight. Guys like Barzak and McGroarty making contributions. It's been everybody making. It's been 15, 16, 17 guys offensively contributing to whatever 11-man platoon is out there.
Rankin moving to the left of Ellis, who drops to throw, and that pass a little too tall, intended for Sam Penna out of the slot. It's 3rd down and 9.
Pretty good coverage. The linebacker was dropping underneath, and the safety over the top in Frazier, Demarion Frazier, the free safety out of Washington, D.C. He was over the top. It's a tight window for Ellis. And it is incomplete with 5:23 to go.
So it brings up 3rd down and 9 from the 27-yard line. Single receiver to the left. 2 receivers to the right side.
There's no free safety in the middle of the field, Mark.
Ellis takes the snap, looking middle, firing middle, and knocked away at the last second and incomplete. Sutton Ellis saw exactly what you saw and tried to attack that middle of the field.
And Frazier, who is listed as the free safety, but he was manned up on the slot receiver, Penna, and good coverage downfield. Ellis went for the shot, wasn't there, but the field goal unit will come out, and Lane to attempt a 44-yarder, looking to ice this one with 5:19 to go.
So Derek Lambert will snap it. Sutton Ellis to hold. Knee down at the 34. Snap and hold are good. Lane gets into this one, driving the football, and that one is good. So a career long for Lane, and this pushes the Grove City lead to 22-3.
Now it's a 3-possession game. Good to see Brady Lane, who missed the long field goal earlier, 47 yards that way. This time drills it, and 22-3. Nice drive for the Wolverines. They burn up clock and extend the lead to 22-3.
You kind of mentioned it on the missed field goal. You could see he hit that ball a little more square than he did the previous one.
Yeah, that was the first one. He probably, one of those things, he knew it's a longer kick, probably just over-kicked it, or, didn't the way where he caught it wasn't exactly the sweet spot of foot hitting leather. That one he did put it between the uprights, and it's 22-3.
So 5:15 to play here in the 4th quarter. We talked about it at halftime. Homecoming next week. Waynesburg comes to town.
Which hasn't happened in 7 years.
I was just going to say, it's been a long time since they have come to Grove City.
If you're wondering, well, why not? Well, in 19, we went down there. They were supposed to come in 2020. We had that was the COVID year. Fall of 21, back down at Waynesburg. There was a schedule quirk where we didn't play Grove City didn't play Waynesburg, and then back-to-back years at Waynesburg because of just schedule format changes and so forth. So we will see Waynesburg University next week for homecoming.
Lane with the ball teed up at the 35-yard line. Returners standing at their 5. End over end kick. He'll run up on this one across the 15-20. Outside 25 to the 30, 35, and then Levi Teets got the angle on him and drove him into the bench. And Geneva will have the football with 5:08 to play in the 4th quarter, trailing 22-3.
That was Christian Martin, who has done some nice things offensively, and a good run back there for Geneva. 5:08 to go, and certainly the clock is on Grove City's side, but if you're Geneva, you can get a quick score here. Well, things could get interesting.
Golden Tornadoes go trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. Romano back to throw, has time, going to take a shot downfield. Receiver out there, got behind the secondary, and he is going to score. And that is Luke Krumbacher, the senior out of South Range. And a big touchdown pass to Krumbacher to make it 22-9.
And things have just gotten interesting. Got behind the defense, ran right down the sideline. 22-9. Geneva should go for 2, Mark. You go for 2, you keep the keep the field goal in play. And indeed it is the offense going out there for Geneva, looking to make it an 11-point game.
The tailback will be the freshman Christian Martin. 2 receivers go to the right. Now they'll put a man in motion, overload that right side, try to complete it to the motion receiver, and the pass falls incomplete. looking for Seth Tyson, and the two-point attempt fails. And with 5:01 to play in the game, it is now Grove City 22 and Geneva 9.
Yeah, that time Tyson motioning across the formation. Even if he makes a catch, he's probably not going to get in because he caught it about 1.5 yards away, and his momentum's going towards the sideline. And the Grove City had it well defended, but it is a 13-point game. 5:01 to go, and we'll see if Grove City puts the hands team out there. We look down there, gathered around special teams coordinator Bill Brest. Looks like a lot of eligible numbers down there, Mark.
Yeah, getting everyone on the special teams hands team on the same page. And we'll see what the Golden Tornadoes elect to do. Unlike currently in the National Football League, you don't have to declare at the college level to onside kick.
I like that. Now, there's no element of surprise here if Geneva does it, but you do have, you can have a surprise onside kick, but Grove City, we see Danino out there, Barzak, Derek Lambert, who's a receiver by trade. Sutton Ellis is out there on the hands team. Sam Penna, Breck Peacock, Caleb Brubaker, Ben Bladel. They're the two guys up front. Wouldn't want to have to run by them.
So Ryan Reitler has the football teed up.
And who's the deep guy? I am not sure.
3? Hard to tell. He will kick this football away, and a fair catch called for and made at the 5-yard line.
Guess it would be Bowden Davidson. So we've not seen him a lot at corner here in this in the second half, but out there to field the kickoff and the fair catch. Grove City will have it at the 25. So Wolverines expected the onside kick, didn't get it. And Geneva's going to rely on its defense here with the score at 22-9, 5:01 to go.
You mentioned huddling around the special teams coordinator. Kind of, if they do this, here's what we're going to do. If they do that, here's how we counter, and they were ready.
Sure-handed kick returner back there to field it, and the fair catch. Not the time to try and be a hero and run it back. Catch it, fair catch it, get the ball to 25, just like a touchback.
1st and 10 from the 25. 5:01 to play in this game. And one single receiver in the formation. And they give the ball to Rankin. Rankin ran into the arms of linebacker Reed Gordon and pushed him upfield for a couple extra yards after contact.
He was hit at the line of scrimmage, but Rankin turned it into a 5-yard gain. That'll put him over 100 yards on the night, or 150 on the night now.
2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line. Grove City 2 timeouts. Geneva a pair of timeouts for Coach DeMarco. Play clock approaching 15 seconds as the Wolverines come to the line of scrimmage. Chase Rankin is the tailback, Sutton Ellis the quarterback, a pair of juniors in the backfield. Takes the snap, gives the ball to Rankin. And Rankin got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
And Geneva, essentially, it's a 6-2 defense. They have 4 down linemen, the linebackers on the outside. I mean, it is a goal line defense here. Just saying, if you're going to run, you're going to have to block 8 of us. It did on the 1st down play. That time, advantage Geneva, but 3rd and 5. But Grove City able to burn up 40-plus seconds.
Clock approaching 3:35 to play in this 4th quarter. 22-9, Grove City. 2 to the left, 1 to the right side. Rankin is the tailback. Play clock down to 1. They just get it off. Quick pass, and the corner jumped it but could not grab the football. And that'll fall incomplete, and it's 4th down and 5, stopping the clock with 3:20 to play.
There were a lot of collective gasps on the far sideline because Patterson, the corner, if that pass is 8-10 inches lower, it's an interception and a touchdown for Geneva because the receiver, Peacock, went further downfield than Ellis anticipated. And the Wolverines will have to punt it away with 3:20 to go, and Geneva did not have to use either of its timeouts.
So Lane will punt the football away. Standing at his 15-yard line. Low snap, grabs it, gets a nice spiraling kick away. Fair catch made at the 36-yard line. So Geneva will have the football, 3:14 to play in the fourth and 2 timeouts.
Of course, Geneva needed one play to score last time, the 62-yard bomb to Krumbacher, and they're pretty much in the same spot of the field here, a couple yards back. But it's, for the Wolverines, I'm sure will play rather loose, or, defensively. If it's too deep, it's deep. 3 deep, whatever the case is. They're going to make Geneva catch the ball in front of them.
Hermano drops to throw, fires downfield, pass caught, gain of 9 on the reception by Keaton Baker. Actually, they're going to give him the first down. So give him 10 on the catch, and the clock goes under 3 minutes.
Romano now 19 of 37 for 335.
Hermano takes the snap. Step it up into the pocket. Romano's going to be sacked back inside the 45-yard line.
Jordan Karcheski got him again. And timeout by Geneva.
Yeah, Coach DeMarco takes the timeout. They'll have 1 remaining.
Fifth sack of the night for the Wolverines.
When they've needed the big play from the defense, they've been able to get that penetration into the backfield.
And with Martin in the backfield as at running back, he's just not as stout of a pass protector as Reed, but of course he's more of a threat in the passing game. And you have to pick one or the other, and that time he was in there, and Bladel pushed him back, and that forced Romano to step up, and Karcheski there to plant him.
That's one of those, kind of inside the game decisions that coaches are making. Not everyone sees that, where you got to roll the dice. Do I want pass protection? Do I want a receiver out of the running back spot?
Yeah, and in this situation here where you need yardage and you need somebody that can go, you can get you a chunk 25, 30 yards. Martin is obviously more of a candidate to do that than is Reed.
So off the timeout, it's 2nd and 14 for the Golden Tornadoes.
They've credited Bladel with that sack, but I believe it was Karcheski. Either way, it's 2nd and long.
Romano takes the snap, drops to throw, hit as he throws, and the pass intercepted in the Grove City secondary. Brought back across the 40-yard line, looking for blockers across the 45-yard line. And a Grove City interception by Keegan Frazier turns away the GT's offense.
Looking like another Frazier catching the ball and making people miss. Of course, younger brother Scott Frazier, Keegan Frazier making the start tonight, his first start, his 2nd career interception, and that likely will sew up a road win in Beaver Falls tonight for the Wolverines. Keegan Frazier, senior, getting his opportunity in the lineup, made some big hits tonight, some tackles, and now potentially a game-clinching interception.
9th interception thrown by Romano on the season. 1st and 10, Grove City from their 47-yard line. Takes the snap, gives the ball to Chase Rankin. And Rankin, with some help, pushing the pile down to the Geneva 46-yard line for a good gain on 1st down.
Bobby Benton, the center, plowing downfield, pushing the pile to the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short, and Geneva's going to let this go to the 2-minute timeout.
So we will hit the 2-minute timeout with Grove City facing a 2nd and 3 from the 46, leading this 22-9. We'll come back for the final 2 minutes right after this on the Wolverines Sports Network.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Off the stoppage for the 2-minute timeout. Grove City facing a 2nd down and 3 from the 46-yard line.
While we're waiting to resume action, Ben Bladel 4 sacks tonight. They went back and checked the last one, and indeed it was Bladel with the sack. So I believe that ties the single-game record. You have the
I do.
Guide here. I have the.
I know the gentleman that made that, so he'll know right where it is. So it is 2nd down and 3 from the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and that ties the single-game record. Bladel 4 sacks ties. He had 4 2 years ago at Teal. And then also Mark Ferguson back in 98 at Muhlenberg. So Mark Ferguson, very good defensive end. Wore number 81. Also won a car on The Price is Right.
Oh, wow. So 2nd and 3 from the 46. Ellis takes the snap, gives the ball to Chase Rankin. Rankin the first down and more across the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. 25 carries tonight for the junior Chase Rankin.
How about Seth McGroarty leading the way through, looking like a fullback. Down to the 38. Down to a minute 40 to go. Geneva still with a timeout, but looks like Geneva's content to take the timeout with them.
The Wolverines going to take all the time they can with the play clock now down under 10 seconds as they come to the line of scrimmage. They put everyone in tight, and Ellis is just going to take a knee. So the clock can keep running.
Wolverine fans, another great throng across the way coming to their feet. This was not easy, Mark. We knew it would not be easy. It's never easy coming down here. Geneva, an inspired team. Geneva was first place in the PAC coming in at 2-0, back-to-back wins, Hall of Fame night, a long-time rivalry. Gino DeMarco's last year, they would have wanted to get him a win over one of Geneva's big rivals. But Grove City, the running game got going the last 3 quarters. A very workmanlike and hard-earned victory tonight. Rushing defense that holds Geneva in the red tonight, minus 10 yards. And Sutton Ellis executing every head coach's favorite play. And the Wolverines are going to head home with their first PAC win. 2-0 on the road here in 2025.
In the 99th meeting between these two programs, this one goes to the Wolverines by a final score of 22-9 as the teams come to midfield and shake hands. We will step aside for a break, come back and begin the postgame show next here on the Wolverines Sports Network.
I'm Sally, a volunteer at United Way. I'm asking people around the neighborhood what they think this place needs. Excuse me, hi. What do you think this place needs?
I'd like to see more parking.
More playgrounds.
Free movies.
Oh, that's easy. Better restaurants.
And you, what do you think this place needs?
This place? Oh, more ice cream trucks.
Okay. How about you?
Wi-Fi everywhere?
I was thinking more money in the pockets of local families come tax time.
Can I change my answer?
I was just kidding about the ice cream.
Oh, that's way better.
And now that you mention it.
When it comes to getting better tax refunds into the hands of local families, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org. Because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
This is the news. This morning, we are saluting the 2.2 million women who have joined in the war effort. They now make up 37% of the workforce, changing their role forever.
The prestigious Harvard Medical School is breaking ground today, opening its doors to new female applicants.
Today, little girls all over the world look to the sky, where the first woman is now in space.
Military stereotypes are challenged today with the trailblazing promotion of a U.S. female officer to 4-star general. It was just announced that the vast majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women die from heart disease and stroke than men, even though it can be prevented. Make a change at goredforwomen.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work, there's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control over my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown-up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Grove City College recording their first PAC victory here tonight at Reeves Field against the Geneva Golden Tornadoes 22-9. And it was 45 rushing attempts tonight by the Wolverines that led the way.
Certainly, 193 rushing yards, 182 passing yards. Excellent balance. When you hear balance, the yardage is what you're aiming for, and then the Wolverines pretty much a 50-50 split, a little bit over 50 in terms of the rushing, but 193 rushing, 182 passing. Chase Rankin, 157 yards on 25 carries tonight, both career highs, and his long run was 16. So what does that tell you, Mark? A lot of 6, 7, 8, 9 in there. I mean, he just ripping off those type of runs. How about the front five tonight? The offensive line, a group that had a tough week last week against W&J, and we heard Coach DiDonato talking about it. They rewatched, they evaluated some things, and they didn't make personnel changes or anything, but they cleaned up techniques, things of that sort. And Trainer, Feldmeyer, Benton, Hilty, Jolly, Brunette at fullback, Hoddle at fullback. Ian Quinn is the sixth lineman. Then some of the receivers coming in as blockers, McGroarty and Barzak. All of them combining to allow to get Grove City an average of 4.3 yards a carry tonight and 0 sacks. And Grove City had 27 pass attempts, no sacks, and really not a lot of pressure tonight. Looking at the official stats, Geneva credited with 2 quarterback hurries. At the guys up front, they have a lot to be proud of. Line coaches Derek Bainey, Justin Hartwig, certainly a lot of work put in with them. They're still not a finished product. Young guys, they're making their way, playing together for the first time. But what a jump from last week to this week against a Geneva defense that came in, as you noted in the pregame, leading the league in sacks. And even if we were on a grass field, Sutton Ellis's jersey would be lily white.
And it's one of those where if you can run the football, you can keep your quarterback clean like they did, you can win a lot of games.
Yeah, again, it's trite. It's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. Run the ball, stop the run. Grove City, 193 rushing yards. Geneva, 16 carries, minus 10 yards. Now, there were 5 sacks in there, but only 11 rushing plays and 43 pass plays for Geneva. Geneva was more or less one-dimensional in the first half, and the Wolverines made them one-dimensional in the second half. Time of possession tonight, it was lopsided at halftime, 18:30 to 11:30. The second half is going to be 22:53 to 7:07 in the second half. And 72 plays for Grove City, 54 for Geneva, but dominant in time of possession. Sometimes that stat is misleading. It was not tonight. Again, but it all goes back to that line play. And then defensively, again, Romano, 335 yards, had a couple big ones. Krumbacher, 8 catches, 150, or 5 catches, 150. Baker, 5 catches for 107. But 335 yards passing, 325 total, 9 points. And you give up some yards, but a couple of takeaways. The Mason Klaus interception, certainly one of the plays of the game tonight. And the second interception by Frazier, which more or less clinched the win. Those guys, both Klaus starting in a new position, Frazier starting for the first time at free safety. Those guys coming forward. A lot of contributions tonight from so many guys. Great team win. 2-2 now overall. 1-1 in the PAC, heading back home for Waynesburg. Homecoming next week.
Homecoming to be looked forward to, but a career night for Chase Rankin. 157 yards rushing tonight, and a record-tying 4 sacks for Ben Bladel. 4 sacks for him, tying his own school record. Also, Mark Ferguson did it in the 98 finale at Muhlenberg. So he, it was a big night. Them that the run defense. You think about the front three, the ends, Karcheski and Cower, Kellen Taylor, nose tackle. The linebackers weren't too many guys. Jolly and Brubaker didn't have too many guys blocking them tonight. Bladel 7 tackles, Brubaker 6, Keegan Frazier was 6. So good job by Grove City's defensive line as well. Wolverines winning the line of scrimmage. One guy we didn't talk about offense, we probably should have. Actually, 2 guys. Sam Penna, 7 catches, 70 yards. Breck Peacock, 6 for 103. When we do high school, we both do high school games for related but different outlets. We have a play of the game sponsored by a sandwich shop on Friday nights. If we had a play of the game tonight, Breck Peacock, 75-yard touchdown. Grove City was down 3-0 and doing very little offensively. 7:08 to go second quarter, 75 yards on third down. And made it 7-3. And it was like after that, the Wolverines were able to just kind of relax, exhale a little bit. You saw Sutton Ellis, like sometimes in the video games, if a guy gets hot or whatever, he like flashes or blinks or gets a red. Sutton Ellis had that. He was confident, sure did.
And he was just a different quarterback after that. That was a huge play. Breck Peacock, a big night. Sam Penna as well. 2 guys new to the program, a couple of juniors, and the Wolverines are glad to have Penna and Peacock.
Yeah, absolutely. Contributing through that passing game that you can see that offense just starting to build and being able to run and throw tonight in a big road win for the Wolverines. And a big thank you to everyone here tonight in Beaver Falls at home of the Golden Tornado.
Absolutely. I want to start with the athletic director, Van Zanuck. He was very busy tonight. Known Van for a long time. He's a great man. Very good softball coach too at Geneva. He's a gentleman. He's he bleeds black and gold, and he's just a fine man leading this athletic department. Chris Matthews and his great staff here. Chris, the sports information director. He's been here a number of years now, but Chris is a great another great man. Thoroughly professional. Treated so well here. Great setup. Thank you to Chris and his great staff here. Also, from the Grove City side, Tyler Grupak, our assistant sports information director, and athletic director Todd Gibson, for all of his support in everything that we do. We couldn't do it without him, so thanks to Coach Gibson for everything that he does. And thanks to you, Mark. This was fun, and we will do it. We'll do it again paired up in 2 weeks at Allegheny we have a West Coast start, 4 o'clock up in the Tool City. You and... question mark next week.
To be determined.
Chris Birch will be on assignment. He actually has a family wedding next week. But Chris will be back at the end of the month for the Westminster game on the 25th. But Mark will be there. Somebody might be there. If he's not, well, then maybe I'll stick the headset on too and offer some wit and wisdom. But thank you, Mark. Always fun to work with you. Great job. And get some rest. We'll see you next week.
Looking forward to homecoming next week. Always note the 2 o'clock kickoff time for homecoming. That'll do it for us under the lights tonight from Reeves Field in Beaver Falls. Grove City, a winner over the Golden Tornadoes, 22-9. You heard it all right here on the home of Grove City College football, the Wolverines Sports Network.
Thank you for tuning into the Wolverines Sports Network. We'll talk to you next time on the home of the Wolverines.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
The WNBA would throw back at you is sustainability. In other words, their argument is, well, you were doing okay right now, but we're expanding and we're adding players, and we need to know that our TV contracts are going to hold up and continue to grow. So we can't just take a leap and, get the equivalent of a New York Mets payroll right now, because we're worried about the long-term sustainability of the league, and the players have to be a part of that effort to make sustainability by not over-demanding salaries. I'm simply saying what the response would be to you. And I don't buy it. I think that the league has established itself. In fact, not to get too nerdy, but the valuation of sports franchises generally can be calculated by taking their revenues and taking the value and figuring out what multiple the value of the franchise is over the revenues they create. And the WNBA has the highest multiple of any of the sports leagues, higher than the NFL. So certainly the ownership values are going up, and the reason it's going up is because people are interested in the players. So I think the players are entitled to some of that.
We only have 2 minutes left, and let me switch gears because we're in the middle of the baseball playoffs just underway, of course.